What's good? What's good? Mic check, mic check, mic check. Can y'all hear me? Am I good on the mic? I don't see my avatar moving or nothing like that. But am I good? Mic check. I put a one in the chat. What's up, Lauren Taylor? What's up? Let me see what. Let me see. What's up, Keezer? Royal and Loyal. What's good with you? What's good with y'all? What's good? Am I good though? Can y'all hear me? I don't think my volume is working. Mic check. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. I don't think y'all can hear me. I think my mic fucked up. Hold on. And come back in. Hold on. Okay, so my mic good? Okay, I'm good, I'm good. Let me remove this one. Okay, cool. Yeah, what's good, everybody? What's good with you? What's good? Having some technical difficulties over here. Okay, so I'm straight. Okay, look, this is a letter to white people, to Caucasians, whatever you want to call it. This is not gonna be a racial letter. This is not gonna be a malicious letter. This is not gonna be full of you know, I have no contention with no white people. I'm just saying, like, this ain't what y'all think it is. It ain't gonna be like racially motivated. I gotta get some things, I gotta put some things on the floor. I'm very transparent, with my life. I got a biracial kid. I have two biracial kids, right? So I'm saying I had a interaction with a so-called white person yesterday, man. And as a before too, man. Let me take it back. A lot of my interactions with white people, man, it seems like they all feel like that we all come that if they see a melanated person, they automatically assume that person comes from an impoverished area, comes from a ghetto, the hood, whatever you want to call it, and they automatically assume that person is, unintelligent. They feel like, people from the ghetto can't articulate themselves intricately. They feel like, even the white trash white people, they feel like they look at all melanated people the same, man. Even the ones that so-called got money. When I was a chef, it was always this one guy. I forgot his name. Every time I seen this guy, he would come up to me and say, "Yeah, I'm from the ghetto. I grew up in the hood." Like, why are you telling me that? Like, I'm pretty sure you don't tell your coworkers that at your fucking pussy job. Why you see? He assumed I did come from an impoverished area as a adolescent. We did live in the ghetto, hood, etc., whatever you want to call the motherfucker. But like I said, when I became a chef at this golf course, this white guy, he lived up at the golf course. Probably lived in $1 million home, right? And every time I seen this dweeb, he would convey to me, "Oh man, I grew up in the projects. I grew up in the hood." Like I'm guessing he wanted to resonate with me. Like man, like I said, I'm pretty sure he doesn't go talk like that to his golfing buddies or anybody else. And then it's the same thing happened yesterday. I was out and about. I wanted to do this live yesterday, but I was too tired. I was busy as fuck yesterday. I was tired as fuck. My daughter had a softball game, so I was like, man, I'll do that shit tomorrow. But yeah, I had an interaction with this guy yesterday. I had finished a job, right? And then he didn't know I had talked to his manager. And I came back in the place. I said, "Oh yeah, I'm here to collect the payment." "Oh, I don't trust nobody. I'm from the hood." It was a white guy. "I'm from the ghetto. I'm from the street, man. I don't trust nobody." I said, "Man, what the hell that got to do with me, man? I'm here to I'm here to collect the payment. You being from the hood, you trailer white trash, that ain't got nothing to do with me, man. I'm here I just did a job. I'm here to get a payment. I don't give a fuck where you from." Let me see what Keeler said. "Once you have a kid by a white woman or white man, it changes your mindset to not racism. Just my opinion." You know, I ain't saying it. I'm not saying it don't exist, man. I know it exists. You know, I feel like it exists on all sides. But my letter to white people is like, man, they feel like just because you dark complected don't mean that you dumb. Just because you dark complected don't mean you come from the ghetto. Just because you're dark complected doesn't mean you're not an articulate person. It doesn't mean none of this shit. These are just stigmas. They feel like we can say the same thing about them. We can say, hey, the majority of so-called white people are on government subsidies. They're on food stamps, Section 8, and that's true. What they think about us, the majority of us live in the ghetto, and the majority of us are lazy and live on food stamps. That's not true, because the statistics clearly shows that the vast majority. And then what's so crazy? Every white girl that I've been with, every white girl that I've been with, their dads were every last one of their dads was on some racist shit. Every last one of them. They didn't like the fact that their daughters, dated niggas. And that's what happens a lot of the times too. A lot of white women, they get with melanated men just for that reason, just to be rebellious against their father, because their fathers is in disagreements with that. Like, no, I don't want you dating. If you date that dude, I'll never talk to you again. A white girl told me that before. So she told me out her own mouth verbatim. My dad told me if I dated a melanated man that he would disown me. And that happens a lot of the times. Like I said, uh, but I can't blame them. That's what I'm saying. This ain't even necessarily a letter. This is just like get some clarification. I'm saying they all feel like I'm saying I feel like when they look at us, man, that's what they think. The majority of them. And I seen that a lot, when I started getting around like the middle class and upper middle class white people, and how they thought. They thought no different than the white trash that live in a goddamn trailer park. The only difference is they live in a goddamn multi-million-dollar home. They still think the same way they brothers think they live in the goddamn trailer park. Ain't no difference. There's no diametrical difference, man. You know what I'm saying? Says she's. I can't read the message. Let me see. Show on stage. How many white men have you dealt with? Many of them, bro. Many of them. Many of them. I ain't got no pics, man. Shit. I love women, bro. I done dated white women. I dated a Native American, one of the Mongolian women one time. That was back in the day. I dated, of course, melanated women. I've had a Mexican girlfriend. I ain't got no, bro. I come from Mississippi, right? I could have been that way, just because how my grandfather talked about white people. He couldn't stand white people. I'm not even gonna lie. My grandfather, he hated white people with a passion, and I can't blame him for him being that, for him feeling that some type of way towards white people, how they treated it. This was in the fucking Jim Crow South. He grew up in Jim Crow South, but then again, I could have let that anger that he had towards Caucasian people affect me, but I didn't. Even with my mom and dad, they never really said to stick with your own race. They never really told me that. Even though we come from the South, but yeah, I ain't got no pics, bro. But yeah, man, like I said, man, and then they all, when what's so crazy, when I'm out in public and I see like middle class white people, they all giving me that same look. They tuck their lips in. It's I wish I could pull that picture up. They'll pucker their lips in and just look at you and give you a weird look. I don't know, man. Everybody put a 1 in the chat if you ever had a racist encounter with a white person. Put a 1 in the chat, man. 'Cause I don't want to know. It's like an insecurity. I can't even say though. It's not even. I can't. I can't include all white people. I'm just gonna say it's majority of the white men that have some type of insecurity about us, man. It's mainly the white man. It's not really the white women. The cameras and shit. Nah, it's not even really them. It mainly be the white man. Even on this YouTube shit, man. I was on a panel the other day. This white dude was going on a whole racial tirade. He was going on a whole racially fueled, ignorant ass rant. He was saying like, how come they get to say niggas? We don't. This is what this white dude was saying on the panel. He said, how come they get to say nigga? We don't get to say it. How come they get to say it? He said, I'm a real African. Y'all not really Africans. That's what this white guy was saying. How come they get to say nigga? It's kind of like they jealous that we get to do certain things and they can't do it. Like they want to be invited to every cookout. Y'all can't come to every cookout, man. Y'all can't sit at every table with us, man. And I ain't. I'm being real. I see it. I see it still segregated. Even on even in these YouTube streets, I'll go on an all white panel. I might not even see a nigga on that panel. But then like a panel like mine, you go over the smokes panel, it's mainly niggas on these panels. It don't be no really even on my panel. I got a diverse panel. Everybody's welcome over here. I don't have no type of ill will towards no other ethnicity of people. It's just I just see it as still segregated, man. It's like they want to deal with us, but they don't want to deal with us, man. It's like and the only ones that really want to deal with us is the ones that grew up with us. Like my homeboy Randy, he grew up with niggas, man. So I feel like to the ones that know how to deal with us, that grew up with us, they want to associate with us and be around us. The ones that really never had any interaction with us, they're curious. Everybody, Jeremy Roaster put a one. It was an old white man. Yeah, that's mainly how it be. Yeah, it's mainly that's what I'm saying. It mainly just be white guys to be on that shit. Let me put the link in the chat. But yeah, man, some of y'all white people, man, y'all gotta get out of y'all way of thinking, man. Not all of us steal, kill, and rob. It's like they like putting our problems on Front Street. That's one thing I've noticed. That's my only discrepancy I got with so-called white people, man. They like putting everybody else's problems on the street, but they don't like putting their own problems on the street. They'll talk about everybody else's, every other nationality or credence of ethnicity of people. They like talking about everybody else's problems. As soon as you start putting their problems on the streets, they don't like doing that. That's one thing I have noticed about them since I've been around them. Even when I cooked for them, when I was a chef, that I noticed that like they like talking about everybody else's problems, but soon they don't like dealing with their own problems. So it's kind of like they hide. These are things that I've seen. That I observed being around them, and sometimes not all of them bad. It's like I feel like it's just a lot of them. They still hold on to this whole ideal of them being like better than everybody. But I get it though, because they see when they look at what's up, G, what's up, Naga? When they look at the dollar bill, the fiat currency, what they see on there, they see a white guy, they see a white Santa Claus, they see a white Jesus, they see a white president. So they get this idealism of them being, like white is right. I've had managers that thought that way. They thought and that's what I'm saying. I'm not racist. I'm not being racially biased at all, because I go in on everybody. My next live is gonna be letter to black people, letter to so-called black. I don't like saying black. That's gonna be my next live. Yeah, I'm going in on niggas too. Everybody getting this guillotine. Everybody getting their head cut off. This live is gonna be about white people, a letter to white people. My next live stream is gonna be a letter to niggas. My live stream after that is gonna be a letter to Mexicans. I'm going in on everybody, man. I ain't got no picks. Everybody getting this. Everybody getting this work for sure. That's what I'm saying. A lot of them. That's why a lot of them feel the way they feel and think the way they think. Like I said, the majority of them that I ran into when I'm having dialogue with these people, like I said, that guy at that golf course, he was making assumptions that because like I said, every time I seen this guy, he always said, "Oh, I'm from the projects." And then I did a job at this big ass house a couple weeks ago, and the owner of that house was conveying to me, I come from the hood. I grew up in the projects. Me being me, I'm like, man, yeah, right. You don't even look like you come from there. It seems like you telling me that because you think I come from there, and you want to be able to resonate with me, which is nothing wrong with that. But it's like a stigma they put on everybody else. You know, I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, like, man, why the fuck you telling me that? Like I said, I'm pretty sure you don't tell your doctor that when you go get when you go get a checkup at the hospital. You're not telling your doctor, yeah, I grew up in the projects just like you. See what I'm saying? So when I hear a lot of them talk like that to me, just because they see me as being a melanated person, I don't get it. I'm like, man, like it leaves me confounded. Like I'm like, man, wow, like you trying too hard. Like it seems like a lot of them they try too hard. Like you ain't gotta, you ain't got a lot to kick it. If you come from a suburban area, that's where you come from. When you get around so-called black people or niggas, don't be coming to me saying I grew up in the projects, knowing damn well you lying. My nigga Naga, what's good with you, bro? Check your mic.
Mic
Yeah, hit
check.
the mic too.
Can you hear me, bro? Mic check.
Yeah, I can hear you. He fell off. Yeah, I can hear you though. I'm gonna ask everybody a question. We got 12 people in the chat watching, man. So I'm saying everybody get the likes up for me. I need at least 12 likes on this motherfucker. Y'all gotta support. Let me ask y'all a question. Do you all put a one in the chat if you all still feel like that racial tensions are high? Put a one in the chat if you all feel like. Matter of fact, this gonna be my first question. Put a one in the chat if everybody feels like that white people really don't rock with us like that. Put a one in the chat. Put a two in the chat if y'all feel like these YouTube streets is really like segregated like the way you got all white panels, all nigger panels. Put a two in the chat for that question. Damn, y'all going in. Everybody going ham. Ooh, everybody put ones in the chat. They saying white people really don't rock with us like that. Wow, man. Wow. So I'm saying, I was on a panel the other night, man, and like I said, I heard this white guy over there, man. He was going on a whole rant about niggas. How come y'all get to say nigga? We can't say nigga. How come y'all get to say it? Dude was going in. I ain't gonna lie. It was kind of weird to me because it was one nigga up on the panel, and he was talking like this.
Can you hear me, bro?
I'm sure y'all can hear you, bro. Your mic's kind of low.
You probably could turn me up on your
Yeah, let
stream.
me turn your mic up. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Is it a little better?
Now you like real low.
What about now? I'm still low.
It's still low. So hold on, let me read these comments. You still low? You might have to go in and go out and come back in, bro. Cause I can barely hear you,
All
dog.
right.
And everybody put ones and twos. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't mean to put that damn link in the chat either. I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm trying to figure out how to exit this out. Said Lilith, shout out to Lilith. She said, "Black culture, black people are two different things in their eyes." Right. I agree with that. You gotta know how to handle them. Yeah, I know how to handle them, bro. Like I said, I was around them. I was around them for years, man.
How
And I
about now?
seen. So I'm saying when I go to these YouTube panels, man, I see it. I see that this shit's still segregated, like heavily segregated. You might go on a panel where the host is a white guy. You're gonna see all white people on the panel, and when a nigga do come around, they not used to the ones that's not used to dealing with us. They don't know how to deal with us, man. That's one thing I've noticed. Go ahead, now. Let me see if your mic good.
Mic check.
Look at my volume.
Mic check. Is it still low?
Oh, yeah, you good? You good? I can hear you now.
All right. Damn, I don't know what happened. But now go ahead, bro.
No, I was, I was, like I said, like I was saying, bro. The name of this live stream is Letter to White People. Like I said, my next stream is gonna be Letter to Black, so-called black people, Letter to niggas. Everybody getting this work, man.
Nah, man. Niggas is different from black people, man. Like black people ain't niggas, man. You feel me? Black people is different. Niggas is different. You feel me? niggas or nagas is tied to a whole spirituality, bro. It's tied to a whole, you know, a group of, indigenous people, royalty. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, check this out, Naga. The next live stream is gonna be letter to indigenous people. Nagas. I'm going in, bro. I'm going in, man.
I mean, it's all good, bro. You feel me? Everybody, everybody needs to get checked. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody really checking themselves. I mean, on an individual level, some people, they don't know to cross the line and shit. But
Right,
for the most part, as a collective, no group of people know how to check themselves. They think it's cool. You know what I'm saying, to overstep, the boundary when it comes to other people. So, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying?
right.
Shit,
So
that's a good
we
point,
got
bro.
right. We got 15 people watching. Everybody hit the like button, please. I don't want no cash app. You just get the likes up for me, please. And like I was saying, everybody put on like I'm gonna ask this question again. Everybody put a, all I need all 15 people watching. Put a one in the chat if you all feel like racial tensions are high and that we're still segregated mentally, spiritually, and physically with white people. Put a one in the chat, man. What you want to do? You want to add on anything now? Do you feel like it's still that way in 2025, man?
I mean, it was like that from the jump. You feel me? From the time of integration, there was an illusion. You feel me? That was the lie. That was the greatest lie they ever told us. In order to to have to turn us into slaves. You feel me? So there was never integration. When it comes to I'm not going to say white and black because white and black they got their own thing going on. Because at the end of the day, both of these people team up to keep the indigenous people, enslaved. You feel me? So, but like I said, when it comes to indigenous people, you feel me? Like we was never integrated for real. That was an illusion. They sold us out. You feel me? They make us think that we was one nation. You feel me? But in fact, you know what I'm saying? We was just, they just look at us as slaves. You feel me? So from the jump, it was always segregated to me. You feel me? From the jump.
Right. And I feel like it's more on a mental level too, because nigga, I done been to like white cookouts. White people's conversing at a large number of people, and I feel left out. And I go around a bunch of indigenous people or so-called black people. I feel right at home. I feel like Pac from Poetic Justice. Nigga be like, cousin. You fit right in. You feel at home. You know what I'm talking about, bro. Like I said, bro, I done dated many of
I think,
white women.
I think that's the most.
I done dated many of white girls, bro. And I don't went to their family gatherings. I don't went around their family. I don't went to like parties and cookouts. Nigga, I feel out of bounds. Like, man, I don't belong. I don't belong here, man. What the fuck am I doing here? Ain't nobody talking to me. I'm like, man, I feel out of pocket. Like,
Man, I think
I ain't got no business here, bro. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? But they don't really rock with me like that. They look at me like, why is this nigga even here?
I agree when it comes to the white people, and just like the black people too. You could be a bunch, around a bunch of black niggas, whether they call themselves African, or just black, and you will feel out of place. You know what I'm saying? Because whether they're black or whether they're African, they all talk that African talk, and you be around them, nigga, you feel like you out of place, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's how they make you feel. So the black and the white, bro, groups of people is the white in the black, a square on the checkerboard. You feel me? On the chessboard or the checkerboard, bro. You feel me? That's why they represent. Both of them team up together, bro, to play the indigenous people. Cause at the end of the day, we look at Dravidian people and think that they like us and think that they're black. No, Dravidian is not black. Dravidian, they not black, bro. They the same, they got the same motherfucking features, as Caucasian. If you look at their lips is very, tiny, the nose is very pointy.
My
You
nigga one
know what
truth
I'm
was good
saying?
with you,
They
bro.
got
He
the
said,
same, bro. The features is the same except for the, for the,
that nigga one truth crazy, man. That nigga said truth 2.0 was good. Yeah, I'll be number two, man. One is a winner. Nobody remembers number three though. So I'll be truth number two, bro. You can be truth A, I'll be truth B. What's good, my nigga, man? And truth
yeah,
411, he a real nigga, man. I respect him. I rock with him, man. He a real one, bro. I fuck with him,
Hey,
man.
shout out to Cool
He one of the
Question.
realest niggas out of the Aboriginal community, man. I don't feel part of that community, but he one of the realest ones from over there, man. Uh,
Nah, he still be on that, he still be, I rock with him though, just like I rock with everybody at the end of the day, whether they don't rock with me, but he still be on that, nigga, you from the Caribbean, you from the island, nigga, you ain't with us.
yeah, when I was growing up, bro, man, as an adolescent, we moved from Mississippi. Like when we lived in Mississippi, the area we lived in was uh was only indigenous people, so-called black people. It's called Laura, Mississippi, or Hoya, Mississippi. And no, well, white people do live there. It's just that town is still segregated still to this day, man. You have niggas living on one part, or so-called black people living on one part of town, and white people living on the other side of town. Even when I lived with my grandmother in 2007, it was still like that. Even like when we migrated from Mississippi to Louisville, Kentucky, we lived in a place called the West End of Louisville, Kentucky, and I never really seen any white people. Like they did live in the West End, but they lived in a whole nother area called Portland. That's where all the trailer trash lived at, you know. But even then, they still intermingle with us. But then, like, I never really seen white people until I went to school. This was back in the '90s. If I'm lying, I'm flying. What's up? What's up? What's up? Jesus Christ, what's good with you, bro? Let me see what he put. Say right. I remember when One True Destroy OG Philly in the debate they had. Them niggas had a debate. Philly and One True. Who the fuck gonna debate Philly? I wouldn't debate that nigga never. That nigga he got 2 talking points. That's it. And both of them can be debunked. That's what I'm saying. This live stream is letter to white people, man. Do y'all feel like that's what I'm saying? Do everybody feel like even when it comes to this YouTube shit that we, like I said, this panel I got over here, man, is diverse. Everybody's welcome over here. But it's crazy. I only got majority indigenous people over here. It's like I don't know. It's kind of weird, man. It's kind of weird. It's like I don't know. It's hard to explain, man.
White people don't come over here because they don't have tough skin. You feel me? When they get put on trial, they start to sweat, and turn all different type of colors, like a chameleon. You feel me? So they don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? But me, nigga, I love that shit, nigga. Wherever I go, nigga, I'll go right, nigga. I don't care, nigga, if it's an all white panel, nigga. I'll be the only black nigga, the only black. You feel me? Niggas in there, like, yeah, what's up? Like, what's going on? Like, you feel me? I don't care if niggas want to put me on the hot seat. Or it could be like a whole bunch of niggas, just like I used to do on the Aboriginal channels. I'll go over there, nigga. I'll be the only nigga that talking the way I'm talking, and all of them is, most of the time, wherever I go, nigga, I'm single out. Because of my own, train of thought, like the way I you know what I'm saying, I carry myself and what I stand for, niggas always find a
Right.
way to team up against me. So I don't
Right.
care, nigga, I'll go anywhere. But like I said, back on these white people, they don't have tough skin, bro. They can't withstand pressure. You feel me? When pressure being applied. That's why you don't come over here. It's not because you don't they're not welcome. Because all of them, a whole bunch of them be on Charles' panel. They be having their own panel, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to come over here.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of them, they really racist, bro. Because like I said, bro, I was on a panel the other day, man. Dude was like with some white dude. He was crying like a little bitch. It's like, how come they get to say nigga? We can't say it. It's like they have some type of insecurity about us. Dude was like, I was like, man, like, what the fuck you crying about? Y'all get to say nigga, but we can't say it. Shut your bitch ass up.
Now I said the same shit, nigga. Like I said the same shit. Why the fuck they can't say it, nigga? Why the fuck they can't say nigga?
No, dude was like really crying. He's like, he was conveying to everybody, y'all African. He's like, I'm really African. My people, he said, my people put your people in slavery. They all say the same shit. My people enslaved your people. Like, come enslave me now then. If y'all did that 300 years so called, come do it right now. Enslave us right now. Enslave me right now.
Man, the more and more you break down that slavery shit, you find out this shit was a business all around 360. You find out Indian had slavery, I mean, had slaves. You find out indigenous people had slaves. You find out white people had slaves. You find out black people had slaves, nigga. Everybody done had everybody as slaves. You feel me? But people, some people just choose to play a victim. You feel me? To act like they're the only one, that went through slavery. But the more and more you dig into slavery, you find out everybody done went into slavery. You feel me? So that shit was just a business, man. It's business. It's not impersonal.
Man, look, bro, I'm telling you, man, white dudes, they don't like their women being around us either, man. 'Cause they women be checking us out, though. That's real shit, man. That's
That's
real
what
talk.
I mean. That's a fact. Women love security. You know, women
You
isn't
know,
isn't
bro,
isn't
let me
the
tell you, let
women
me tell you
nature.
something, bro. Look. This hillbilly white woman told me a long time, not a long time ago. This is recently, matter of fact. I was working at this job. She wasn't really a hillbilly. She was like my old manager, and she was having problems with her husband, right? And I was asking her. I was like trying to pick a brain. I wasn't really trying to. I was picking a brain. Like I was like, I said, what is it about melanated men that you all like? Opposed to white men. She said, so we feel more protected with you all. And this woman never really dated a melanated man before, right? She said we feel more protected. We feel like you all are more protectors than white men. She said white men they're more like weenies. They don't protect shit. Like if somebody
That's
was just,
fact.
I feel like somebody was disrespecting me. My husband wouldn't take up for me. He'll just be quiet and sit there and let it happen. She said I feel like y'all be ready to fight, throw down for y'all.
That's fact. What she said is fact. That's why I said, women love being, love security. Just like they scared of just like they scared of us when we not on their side. When we on their side, that's why they love us. It's the same reason why if you go in the wild, nigga, you see a lion, nigga, you be terrified. But if that lion is on your side, nigga, you feel like you that nigga. Like, yeah, ain't nobody gonna play with me, nigga. I put that lion on your ass, nigga. What's up now? You feel me? So
Man,
that's how
okay.
they look
If
at
I got
us.
if I got any white people listening, man, hit the link. I got some questions I want to ask. And I ain't talking about somebody like Charles Woods because he know how we rock. He grew up with us. I'm talking about the ones that ain't grew up with us. I gotta know what's up. What is
Yeah,
it about
trust in
us
your
that
black.
makes y'all so goddamn insecure? And I ain't talking about the white women because they not really the problem. It's these white guys, man. What is it
Charles is
about us
mixed.
to make y'all niggas so insecure, man?
Charles is mixed.
Huh?
Charles is mixed. He ain't really white. He
No,
mixed.
that nigga Charles ain't white. That nigga ain't white. I don't. He mixed with he part nigga, part I don't know what he is. But look, man, I gotta know why the fuck y'all so insecure, man. Bro, I done worked at jobs where I step in the motherfucking room. You could feel the energy shift. There be a room full of white dudes. I step in and hold the energy shift.
I mean, everybody have insecurity, bro. Like, no lie.
Man,
Everybody
I ain't
have
talking
their
about
own
everybody.
insecurity.
Naga, we dealing with white people right now, my nigga. We not talking about everybody else.
They ain't gonna tell you. They ain't gonna tell you why they insecure. They gonna try to go around it and make it feel like, nah, nigga, we ain't insecure. We ain't that. They ain't really gonna tell you. Just like, nigga, if somebody call me on my insecurity, nigga, I ain't finna tell you why I'm being insecure, nigga. That's not your business. That's me to find, to get up out of there. To find out how to not, how not to be insecure. So
And
I'm looking at
and a
it. That's
quick
how we're gonna feel.
and a quick disclaimer for everybody listening: this is not a racially motivated rant on white people because I love all ethnicity of people, all nationalities of people, man. I ain't got no ill will towards no nationality of people, man. I'm just trying to get some clarification, man. That's all. That's it. Like I said, I've dated every ethnicity of people, women. Like I said, I had a Mongolian one time, a Mexican, white, black. It don't matter to me, as long as they got good vibes. I never really was too big on dating within your own race. I've never really seen the world like that. Even though I could have been that way, because how my family, like something like my grandfather was, and how my dad was. But I'm not. No, I can't. I don't see it that way. But I'm just trying to, like me, just being around and me just observing people. That this is the synopsis that I got. Like that, I feel like they these motherfuckers they insecure about something. I don't know what it is.
Me personally, like and dislike is a preference, and I do not like white and black people. I don't give a fuck what they say. I do not like them because these people want to act like they don't have their own shit. they wanna make sure that they're entitled to our shit, like, and the whole time they're hiding their own shit from us. That's the shit I don't like, nigga. You know what that song say? A fuck, nigga. That's the shit I don't like. You know that's these type of people I don't like, y'all. And I don't care what people
I
say. That's
can't
my preference.
I can't even see that comment that Lilith put on. Hey, Lilith, here you go right here. I got it right here. Damn it, this shit tripping. Lilith said, ask a 85-year-old plus black man, especially in the Delta, Mississippi, in the Bayou, how he feels about the N word, then get back to me. Yeah, I already know. This was my grandfather was like that. He was from Heidelberg, Mississippi. Like me growing up, my granddad, I can honestly say that he hated white people with every bone in his body. But then I get why he did. I didn't let that hate that he had for white people affect my way of thinking. But I remember him telling me stories vividly. Him telling me like, "Hey, they used to ride by on the bus and spit on us." Like he said, "I don't even want you like." I think I done told the story before. Me and my twin brother wanted to go try out for this basketball team. And it was majority white people. My granddad, he said, "No, I ain't letting y'all go hang out with them. I don't trust them." He said, "They'll fuck around and put dope in your cup." This is what he used to say. Like, "Nah, I ain't letting y'all hang. Nah, fuck that. I don't fuck with them." But that's off
Man,
of
that shit is
experiences
real.
that he had, growing up in Jim Crow, Mississippi back in the 40s. Because he was born in 1934, I believe. 1932, my grandfather was born. And so he grew up right in the midst, of Jim Crow, segregated Mississippi, like to where nigga, that's the timeline he lived in. So as a kid, I really couldn't understand why he thought the way he thought because I was more naive back then. But now, I got a better understanding. I understand. I don't know why he thought the way he thought. Why he
But
didn't
look,
really
would you let a white person spit in your face now?
for hell no.
They'll get smacked, right?
No, I'm saying like even bro, look, bro, like I said, bro, look, we migrated to Louisville, Kentucky. This is in the Midwest in the '90s, bro. It was even like that back then. Even in the early 2000s, me and my niggas, we would we walking to the mall or going to see some chicks, and it'd be a car full of white boys would ride by and scream out the N word at the top of their lungs. We just laugh. We didn't even get mad. We didn't try to chase them. I guess they seen that they couldn't get a reaction out of us, and they keep it pushing. That's happened to me twice. I remember one time I was walking home and they ride by fast with a rebel flag on the back of their truck, yelling, "Nigga, nigga, get out of our neighborhood!" Yeah, man, this was back in the early 2000s. That happened on numerous of occasions.
Man, I don't give a fuck. I ain't never been the type to get bullied. And I felt like it doesn't matter what timeline I was born in, nigga. I wasn't getting bullied, nigga. Like hell no, nigga.
No,
I was
not necessarily. You can, my granddad wasn't getting bullied, bro. Not even me. That you gotta think, man. They was riding by the same shit they was doing in the 1940s to my grandfather. They did the shit in 2005, 2006 to me and my niggas. They would do it cowardly. They would ride by in a fucking car or truck and scream that shit out, and then hit the guy, put the pedal to the metal. You think they're gonna get? You think they're gonna be on foot and yell that shit? Hell no.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm because some people will still do that. Like me and a couple of niggas back then, we used to go to them white people neighborhood, and we used to just go over there. You feel me? And see them playing golf, nigga, and we just scream, nigga. We just scream like mad loud, nigga, and we bust out running. I'm not talking about that, right? Or call them crackers. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a grown ass man spit on you, or an adult just like me spitting on me, nigga.
Right,
I'm gonna smack the shit out you, nigga. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, nigga. You will never do that
right,
shit to another nigga like me. You feel
right.
me? So I feel like our elders, they left us down in that sense when it comes to white people taking advantage of us. They raised us to not stand up to that shit. You feel me? They raised us. I feel like because we broke out, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And be our own. This is the reason why, nigga. This shit, we got the tough skin that we are.
Well,
But
I remember a white dude called me a nigga one time. I forgot his name. I think his name was Joe. Nigga, I beat his ass. I ain't gonna say I won every fight. I ain't, cause I'll be lying if I say I won every fight. But this fight I won. I busted the nigga's eye vessel, hit the nigga in the eye. I busted his eye vessel. Nigga, my nigga said they seen him and said his whole fucking eye was black. Whole eye vessel busted.
Word, I bet you would never do that to another nigga like again. Feel me? You got just like they're trying to tell us in slavery, the white man used to used to use us as example, right? So we gotta make an example out of these people that trying to bully us, trying to make sure look down on us or whatever, treat us a certain way. We gotta make an example out of them. You feel me? And when other people like them see that happen, nigga, they will make sure that they don't do that. And that's why that we the reason why white people are scared of us today. Our appearance is the reason why, right? These white people had the power they had back then. Like that's a
Right.
fact. Because they wasn't willing to stand up. They see too many people got hung or too many people got killed, and they got traumatized. Right? We flipped that shit, nigga. We the reason why they scared, nigga, because everybody is working with a blick and in an extension, nigga. Like anybody can get it. You feel me? So now everybody, all them niggas all them, these white people is terrifying now.
Hey, what's
Like,
good? What's good, Mari Shy? What's good with you? What's up, Rainwater? What's up, Roy and Loyal? What's good with you, Queen? That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna ask everybody this question again. Like my nigga Naka just said, put a one in the chat if y'all feel like white people are scared of us in this present day. Or do you feel like it's not really them being scared? Do y'all feel like it's them having some insecurity about us? Let me ask y'all this: do y'all feel like the majority of white people that live here in the United States of America don't like us, don't like melanated people? Put a one in the chat if y'all feel like that's true.
man, we know. I know they're scared for real. Only white people that's not scared, nigga, is one of them niggas that know how to fight. That just have some professional or that just being working out. That thing he big, he could knock you out. Only white people like that, that have a different type of mentality that won't scared. But any other white people, nigga, you walking up to them, nigga, and calling them out, they start shaking, bro. They start to shaking like a scared dog, nigga. Like they really scared of us, bro. That's beyond insecure. That's
I don't feel
beyond.
like I don't feel like because I grew up with some white dudes that can throw hands. I'm saying I don't feel like they like the ones that grew up with us. They know how to deal with us. I'm saying the ones that didn't. For me, I don't feel like they necessarily scared. I feel like it's more of them just being like insecure. Like they don't really to the ones that never really like had interactions with us. Man, they don't know how to deal with us. So when they do come in contact with us, it's like some of them try too hard. Like I was saying earlier in this live that when I worked at that golf course and it was majority of white people out there, this guy that lived in $1 million home, he would always come up to me saying the same shit every time I seen him. Yeah, I lived in the projects. I grew up in the projects. But when I started thinking about it, I was like, man, why is he coming up to me telling me this shit? Why come? I said, I'm pretty sure he don't go to his doctor. He don't go amongst his golfing buddies and say he grew up in the project. He's just coming to me telling me that shit. Like, you trying too hard, my G. It's like
I
you
got something
trying
to
way
prove to
too hard, man. Like, come on, you ain't got to come off to me like that. And then, like I said, I did a job 2 weeks ago, and this house was big as fuck. This house was so big, I got lost in it. And the owner of the house was an old white guy. He's like, yeah, I grew up in the projects down the street down there. I'm thinking to myself, man, you a lying old motherfucker. If you was Pinocchio, your nose be long as this goddamn house. What's up, Greedy Vegan, my nigga? What's good with you, bro?
Shout out to Greedy, man. Shout out to Royal and Loyal. But look, bro, even those of them that grew up in the project, they scared, bro. They will throw their hand with us just because they know that if they don't do it, they know how they're gonna be looked at, right? They know that shit going to hunt them for the rest of their life. They know they're gonna be called pussy. After them getting beat up, they know they're gonna be getting called pussy all their whole life. So they will say, "Fuck it."
Like, knock on your mic, bro. It says some do and some don't. Some do and some don't like us. I don't want to stereotype a group because I don't know. I stick to myself. I don't have any friends. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to stereotype anybody either. I'm just trying to like, 'cause I just feel like it's like I don't know. It's hard to say. If anybody want to come up here and talk more about any interactions they done had, hit the link. You can come up. don't know how to fucking take this link down off this page though. How the fuck I take this shit down? I can't read the fucking comments. Okay, let me see. Some up here were predominantly wealthy white people. They look at me with darts in their eyes. I just laugh. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some of them, they probably just curious. And they be acting like we don't belong. Like I don't got lost in certain areas before. And like I was doing a job one time. I don't know if this guy was being friendly. And I don't think he was. I think he was just being nosy. Like, nigga, what you doing in this neighborhood? I was in this nice subdivision. I got lost. I was trying to find the correct house. This white dude walked up to me and say, "Well, you need any help, buddy?" But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, he's being nosy, motherfucker. He really want to ask what you doing in this neighborhood. You ain't from around here.
I'm good, bro.
Yeah, you good now?
Yeah, I had to switch up. My computer been acting up and shit.
I'm gonna put out a quick disclaimer to anybody listening. I have no discrepancy or no contention or no animosity or ill will towards no other ethnicity of nationality or people, man. This is an innocent, honest letter to white people, man. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck really going on.
They know they don't be on, bro. It's like, nigga, it's like a dog, bro. A dog, if a dog know that he's somewhere, or is somewhere it doesn't belong, bro, you gonna see that dog. The dog going tuck his tail, cause the dog knows, bro. Knows they ain't supposed to be there, bro. You feel me? But catch that motherfucker in his territory, nigga. That the tail gonna be up, nigga. You feel me? And they gonna be looking at you like, yeah, what's up, nigga? You better don't make the wrong move. You feel me? And that's how, bro, these people are acting, bro. They know they're somewhere they ain't supposed to be. You feel me? And they just be walking around with the tail tucked, bro. They know what's up.
Royal put white people definitely do not think blacks belong in their neighborhoods. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's true. That has some validity to it. Yeah, that's true. Cause like I said, I've been lost in different subdivisions where it's predominantly white people, man. Even me just doing a job in the neighborhood, they looking like they care like what this nigga doing it.
Yeah, you know how many of them, bro, called the cops on me, bro, just for being in the neighborhood. Mad, bro, just mad at them, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie though. We do used to go, like I said, man. We do used to, back in the day. I'm not even going to incriminate myself like that, but these
But then
people.
again, look. Some of them middle class, upper middle class white people, they don't even like dealing with their own kind. I saw that over the years. Like the white trash white people, the middle class white people, they don't care for them. They don't give a fuck about them. They look at them just like how they look at niggas. They don't give a fuck about them. I'm telling you, bro. Real shit.
I mean, that's kind of like a social stigma, though. But they don't for real. You know, like that being about them, like they don't like. They kind of put them in the same shoes as us, and that's why these low life white people, they tend to gravitate towards us because they feel more acceptable, around us. Because we look at them like, yeah, nigga, we all poor, nigga, we don't really have nothing. Even though deep down, inside of them, they still got, they still got, whatever they got for us, but they feel more acceptable, around us. For real, for real.
Right, for
It's
sure.
like,
Greedy Vegan said I saw the title. I was like, yeah, you already know, bro. Hey, come up here, fuck with me, Greedy Vegan man. Come up here, I want to hear everybody's opinion on this topic here. And like I said, I'm gonna put the disclaimer out one more time. This is not racially motivated. This is not a racially motivated live stream. I'm not attacking nobody's ethnicity of nationality. I'm not attacking no certain nationality, man. I'm just trying to. I'm asking why, like that nigga Jada Kiss. Why, motherfucker? Why when I'm out in public, y'all be, you ever walk by a white guy, man, they tuck their fucking lips in when they look at you, they pucker their lips in, they give you a certain look. I get that
yeah,
all the time, man. Real talk,
yeah,
bro.
nigga. Bro, all the time, nigga, to the point that, nigga, I used to call them out like, nigga, why you looking at me like that? What's up? Like, you know, I used to call them out, but now I just be looking at it. I just be looking at them. I just be laughing. You feel me? I just be like turning shaking my head because
You right, and you right now. You right, Leroy. So if you could be a fly on the wall and white people's homes, blacks are the main topic. Yeah, I already. I'm telling you. Look, look. When I was a chef at that goddamn golf course, man. This was around the whole Breonna Taylor psyop operation. This was when that shit was going on. And this dude that owned the restaurant, this dude was racist as fuck. He was racist as fuck. And nobody can tell me nobody can't tell me he wasn't. He came up to me and said some slick shit one day, and I ended up yelling at him, like going off on him kind of. But he ended up coming back apologizing to me. But this dude was ugly as fuck. I'm talking about an ugly motherfucker, but he was rich as shit. But his wife was always like checking niggas out. I peeped that. And I feel like a lot of them have insecurities about that too. Like they might shit. I already know the play. They wife secretly got BBC all in their search engine on their phones and shit. They be finding that shit, bro. Telling you, man.
damn right,
Oh
damn
man.
right, damn right. That's
They
why they
said
hate
they
us. That's why they hate us the most. For real, for real. Beyond like our, physical strength, our resilience, right? Our ability, to do some damage in a quick, in a short amount of, of time, you know, they hate us the most because of the women, because the women low key, like they low key, cause bro, it's in. I don't care what nobody tell me, bro. It's in a woman nature, bro, to have to pick and choose the best men that they feel. It's not in a woman nature to go around and be like, oh, I just want a whole bunch of men. Nah, they just want the best men that they see that fit physically, right? They feel like, oh yeah, physically that nigga gonna, that man gonna protect me. If I'm with that man, nigga, I'm safe. And that man,
I
can
told you, bro.
provide
That's what I said.
also.
That's what that white girl told me. That white woman told me that one time. I won't call her a girl. She was a grown woman. That's what she told me. That's what she conveyed to me that one time. She's like, she feel like white guys, they're not really protectors. She said, I feel like melanated man, y'all more protectors. Y'all not gonna let nobody fool with y'all women. And she said, as a white man, they're more like, no, they're not. They're more passive aggressive. They'll let the shit go down. So y'all be ready to go to war.
Yeah, bro.
And this woman, and you get, like I said, bro, this woman lived in the country. She lived out like she rarely had encounters with melanated men or melanated people in that matter throughout her whole life. So she had no reason to lie to me. But that's what she told me, man. Real shit.
Yeah, she keep it all the way 100, bro. I'm about to say something, bro. That's so far off, bro. Black men is so protective over the women, bro. Black women is the reason why most niggas is in jail, bro. Cause most of the niggas, bro, that's in jail already, they did something, went and did something because of a girl. Because of a girl, they went and did that, bro. They went far because of a girl, bro. Trying to be protective, trying to be, trying to be a man. You feel me? So at the end of the day, like I said, bro, ain't no other, group of people that's more protective over the women when it comes to us, bro. Like real shit. That's why the Spanish women, Latinos, they like us, they love us. You feel me? The white love us. You feel me? The motherfucking Arabs, nigga. The only reason why they can't really show they love us like that, nigga, is because the Arabs have them on lock. You feel me? The Arabs have them on lock, nigga. They can't even show their body like that. They can't even, go out like that how they want to. So they can't really show how much they love us, you know. But, I could tell, nigga, in their heart, nigga, when they look at you, when they see us in public, nigga, I could tell, nigga, it's something deeper than, you know what I'm saying, than just looking at us. Like, for real, for real.
Right, right. So he said laugh out loud. BBC and the search engine. Yeah, man, that's the play. That's what be happening majority of the time, bro. I'm telling you, man. It was a dude, I forgot his name. MC Nemesis, man. I think he just retarded. He be in the back chat putting the N word all the time with the ER on it all the time. I'm like, man, he might have, like I say, he might have called his girlfriend or his wife
Mm-hmm.
indulging in BBC porn. That's what be happening majority of the time, man. I get it. I understand. I would hate me.
Uh,
I would hate me too.
shit. Shit, I don't know about about hate. I don't know about that hating shit. But I feel I see where it's coming from. I don't know if it was me. Ain't no telling. I would be like them. I would be acting just like how they acting. But I could tell, I could see where the hate come from, for real, because they got, every reason to hate us.
And even to the ones, like I said, bro, when I was a chef for all them years, like the ones that were like upper middle class and that made 500,000 plus a year, uh, they still had some type of insecurity about us. And like I said, bro, I seen that like a lot over the years with them type of white people. Like man, like you got it all. You got money, you got a nice crib, but you still worried about a nigga that's living in a two bedroom apartment. That's crazy. If I'm making that much money a year, I ain't thinking about nobody else. But nigga, what's up? What's up, Blue? What's good with you, Blue, man?
Shout
I'm,
out to
I'm gonna
Blue.
rent, I'm gonna rent you up, bro. What's up, Blue? Yahweh in the building. What's good?
Shout out to Blue. Big up, man. Yeah, man, I see where that shit come from, bro. Cause at the end of the day, I see it on all platforms, bro. I see how niggas, act insecure, when that girl come around you, cause they know they don't, the only way they got that girl, is by telling some lies. You feel me? It's by convincing the girl, whatever. And when the girl get around real niggas, they start to feel insecure, cause they know their ass about to expose, or they know that the girl about to expose to some real shit. You feel me? So I already know, bro. It's the same thing, bro. When it comes to these white folks, bro, they know, bro. They know what's up. They know what is shit. You feel me? And they know, nigga. Every time they see us, nigga, that's a reminder they ain't shit. Real shit, bro. Every time they see us, nigga, that's a reminder to themselves. It is a slap in the face, nigga. You ain't shit. Like we ain't even gotta say nothing. You know? They like, nigga. They already get it. Like, yeah, I ain't a shit ass nigga, for real. That's how they see, bro. We are a reminder to them, bro. Like every time they see us, it's a slap in the face.
Right. And let me ask everybody in the chat one more time. I'm gonna take this survey one more time. I only put this in the chat one time. Damn, the fucking question. I slipped my damn mind. Okay, this is the question I got for everybody in the chat. Do y'all feel like these YouTube streets is segregated when it comes to so-called black people and white people, man? Do y'all feel cause like I said, when I be swimming around in the YouTube streets, I be seeing majority nigga black panels and white panels, man. So I feel like it's still some type of segregation or some type of miscommunication. What's good, Blue, man? What's good with you?
Yeah, yo, take me off the screen, man.
Huh?
Take, I don't like take me off the screen. I don't like staring off.
All right, cool. What's
No,
good?
yo, peace, Naga.
What's going on, bro? Long time, bro.
Yeah, I didn't even know you had a channel. To be fair, and then, true, I watched a few from a few like weeks ago or a couple of days ago. You know what I'm saying? Just catching up on kind of what you speak about. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, but what I'm listening to now. See, obviously over here, see, I get a mixture in it. 'Cause when I'm in America, I see what going on over there. When I'm over here, obviously I know what it's like over here still. But there's a lot of propaganda and emotional manipulation with interracial dating and mixing, like it's being pushed because these things really do have to be pushed through a media agenda because or by um sec, desegregations or um, gentrifications or mixtures of different um, people in certain areas or demographics of certain economical areas with different structures of levels of income or whatever. These things are all used in a mindfuck, basically, to psychologically have you thinking you want to be or yeah, you want to be with a white woman or an Asian or whatever. Certain times, a lot of these interracial datings aren't done organically. You'll see I remember like when I used to come America and it would be like a main white area, like like 70% white. But there'd be billboards with interracial dating on, like like a so-called black and white woman. I'm thinking that could unsettle certain white people in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? Who are not really feeling certain agendas or aspects. See, me personally, being racist is nothing wrong with that. You're practicing being with your so-called race. Discrimination of one's ethnicity is different. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. 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 But for me, I just see it as being biased. Like you're gonna ride more for the home team than anybody else. So that's what I've seen over the years too. I've seen a lot of so-called white people just being not necessarily like racist, like being discriminatory, discriminated against somebody else. I just seen them just being biased. Like, okay, I get why they thinking like that, 'cause they gonna ride with their own kind. That's a form of just being biased, right?
why wouldn't I expect people see as a mixed mind? I've been predominantly, or not even predominantly, 100% brought up by my dark skin side. You know what I'm saying? By my mom, grandma, uncles. Only been around that. You know what I'm saying? But in society, unfortunately, if a conversation comes up, or what I'm seen as so-called black because of the mechanisms that have been put, the colorisms and whatever, classism and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm seen as black. But then again, if I went to Africa like I did before when I went Ghana, I'm not seen as black. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. What are you seeing as when you go over there?
Red skin. That's
I
what they
can't
call me. A
say that
red
one more
skin.
time. Say it one more time.
I got called red skin. You know what I'm saying? I got because I had plaits or braids or whatever. I got called the white Bob Marley. Imagine that, because of the
Right. I got biracial kids, bro. And my daughter, she considers herself as so-called black. She doesn't
yeah
like
yeah yeah
she doesn't say I'm white. Even with my son, he doesn't look at
yeah. They
himself.
don't because they're not identifiable by that. Their phenotype is identified by how you look. So therefore, in society, they are so-called black. Yet, unfortunately, like I don't like that because of that structure there. It engineers it can engineer an emotional um disengagement with one or the other. You know what I'm saying? Picking and choosing, having to. You know what I'm saying? Because of how it's been made in society.
But I think it wouldn't be. I think it go beyond that though. Like like you know, I think beyond the social construct. You feel me? Like these type of people, whether you black or white, you know, you when we cross paths with each other, it's like a chicken in the middle of a whole bunch of lion. You know, the lion can just know up can just talk up amongst themselves like, yeah, one day we're gonna eat that chicken. And the chicken just knowing it, just know that, yeah, man, these niggas are way, these lions over here, they always talking to themselves like they wanna eat me, or they looking at me like I'm a meal or something. Right? So that's just how it be outside of the construct, right?
No,
People genuinely
that's
feel like
psychological. That's a
say that again.
psychological construct. That's through, like, when they say white people will cross the road if they see three um um Negro Americans,
Man, hey,
or a
hold
group
on,
of
hold on, hold
or
on,
a
hold on,
group of
hold on,
Negroes.
Blue.
You know what
Hey,
I'm
hold on,
saying?
Blue.
All that.
That's true. Hey, hold on, Blue. Hold on. Yeah, that's true. Cause look, back in the day, like I said, I'm from Mississippi. We migrated to the Midwest for economical reasons. But the city that I lived in as a kid, my dad would park cars because the city will hold these big ass festivities for everybody to come. But like down the street where we was parking cars at, it was the projects. So people had to walk through these particular, they was called Clarksdale projects. They tore them down, but people had to walk through these particular projects to get to these festivities. I mean, you didn't have to walk through them, but like that was like the main road to get there. But you could walk around the other block. But these projects were mainly, predominantly so-called black people, and a lot of these white people, they wouldn't walk through them projects, man. They see a bunch of niggas out there grilling and shit, hooping and playing ball, minding their own business, ain't even thinking about them. They wouldn't. I'll be sitting back there watching, like they ain't even gonna walk through them damn projects. They walk around the other way.
I
But the
mean, y'all
ones that
don't think
like the ones that was used to dealing with us, that grew up with us, they get them. They might work. They got niggas in their family. They'll walk right through them projects. They because niggas be out there parking cars on their front lawn, so they'll come through there, walk through there. But to like the ones that never really like dealt with us, they be walking around the other way. Hell no, we ain't going through there.
so. Y'all don't think that that have to do with with you know uh the biological makeup of
No,
us.
that's got to do. What that's got to do with not experiencing or living around a different culture, a different set of people and ethnicities. Because, like Truth just said, there's certain circle white people who lived in and around. You know what I'm saying? Who were a certain demographic, maybe trailer trash. In fact, no, trailer trash are worse. They are racist. But you know what I'm saying? Who lived in and around certain projects at certain times of from probably 80s, 90s, 2000s, you know what I'm saying? When it was more intermingling. But again, even them agendas are pushed, like with White Boy Ricky and these other things, you know what I'm saying? Where you'll have one white guy and he's running a whole heap of black people, you know what I'm saying? Just to give a certain effect as well. But that's just probably to appropriate certain aspects of a so-called black culture as well that's been put on people to digress. But yeah, man, if you don't experience different cultures, you're only going to go by what's being told by media or those around you, you know what I'm saying? And be scared or
Right,
of not
right. I
knowing.
agree with that. I agree
But
with that. Yeah,
that's what
propaganda's a motherfucker, man. Yeah, that propaganda. Yeah, it can affect the way somebody thinks or perceives another ethnicity of people, or nationality of people. Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Do y'all don't think it go beyond that? Like with your own experience. Like we're not talking about the propaganda that so was we hear on social media what the social construct is based on your own experience. Like you don't see the difference. Like you don't recognize how you're being treated versus when you're amongst your own kind versus when you're not. Like for example, let me ask Blue that. Let me ask
Yeah,
you.
but
Let me
look,
ask Blue that question.
yeah, but Naga,
Let me ask you the question,
sorry,
Blue.
go
Hold
on,
on.
sorry.
Oh, yeah, let me ask you the question. So you said that 90%, or to 100, you was raised by your black side, right? So you don't feel like you being more accepted by your black side than your white side overall. I'm not talking about your pops, but I'm talking about your pops family, right? His family and your mom's family. Like which side do you feel like you more comfortable? You feel like you more feel like yourself?
Yeah, but yeah, I don't really want to. You remember in it how I'm mixed race, yeah?
Right. That's why I asked you the question. But you don't have to answer. You don't feel like getting into it.
No, but obviously I've only been grown by my mom, innit? So you, that's that. See, when I left America and come here, I was getting called black. I never understood that. I used to go back and ask my mom, like, yo, or my grandma, like, yo, like, why am I getting, you know what I'm saying? My accent was changing. When I got into my late teens and early 20s, my complexion got lighter. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't give me no complex. Yeah, because of certain situations, I did have a distaste to white man. You know what I'm saying? I've never been with a so-called white woman before. But
So
I just see it.
how is your mom identify?
She's an American Indian.
Your mom is an American Indian.
All my family is. They're Pika. You
All
already
right.
know this.
Shout
Look,
out
there's
to
my great grandma there.
shout out to
She's a
Warrior.
recognized Pika.
Right. So all right, boom. So obviously, that black thing, is out of the context. That's why earlier I was telling True Zone. I feel like both white and black nigga, they don't like us. The indigenous people, the Indians, the Aboriginal, they don't. They team up, to go against us, to put up, to look at us as slaves. You feel me? But what I'm talking about is being comfortable, is being acceptant. Is the acceptance. You know what I'm saying? Like how don't when it comes to your mom, does you feel like her whole family like embrace you, like yeah, like like you're one of us. You know what I'm saying? Versus like when when you go to your pop's side, like how it might just be your pops and his uncle or his cousin. You feel me? And the rest of the family looking at like, yo, we ain't even want that. We ain't even want.
Yeah, but I've never seen them. I've never been on that. I've never met any of that side.
So you don't have you don't have like first-hand experience when it comes to that. So all your whole life is
No,
really your mom.
my youngest boy who I've got, who lives with me, his mum's mixed race, so his grandma's white, but she's an amazing woman for how she is with my child. I'd do anything for her, and that's
No,
because
I
of
get that,
my
and that's
experience of
100.
how she is. You know what I'm saying? Just like the other like my other baby mothers who are dark skinned, I'd do anything for their grandmas through that experience. None of my family, when I come to Louisiana or when I go to Philadelphia, they don't look at me no different. Yeah, they
Exactly.
joke and call me light skin or
That's
no
100.
nation or breed or whatever, but that's just playfulness. You know what I'm saying?
No, bro.
I've never
Nah,
felt
don't
like
do it
out of
like that,
place. You
bro.
know what I mean? But
Don't do it like that, bro, because
what do you mean?
listen, bro. On the other hand, you're speaking for one person, right? You're speaking for the grandma. But the grandma on an individual level might that might just how she feel, like she genuinely, rock with you, like the whole thing, like she don't got, no, she don't feel no type of way. But can we say the same for her sister? Can
Nah,
we say
but
the same for,
check
hold on
this
right
though.
quick.
Check no,
Hold
but
on.
look, no, because I'll tell you because no, I'm not gonna lie because bearing in mind over here there was racial tension because a lot of white women in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and throughout were with so-called black man. You know what I'm saying? Because they had a different style, a different way. You know what I'm saying? Um, the narrative changed towards a lot of the Caribbean people that come over here. You know what I'm saying? But her, she, right. So the grandma, obviously,
Let me ask you, Blue. I won't cut you. I won't cut you off. What you said, like in the 80s and 90s, that Caucasian women gravitated towards a melanated man because we had a different style and different ways. Like,
yeah.
could you elaborate on that more? Like, why?
Just
Because
like
I
me,
heard,
I'm different to people that, like British over here because of the time that I've spent with American people, my family, the amount of years I've spent over there. Obviously, it's slowed down more. It's difficult to come over because I got for a picnic, you know what I'm saying? But our our finesse, our style, the way we're smooth. We're not stupid. We can articulate ourselves better. You know what I'm saying? We dress better, we smell better, we cream our body for fuck's sake. You know what I'm saying? The way we can cook, if man can cook, we cook
Mm.
different. Women love them things because white man don't really do that. I'm not saying
Mhm.
all, but it's just a different flavor.
Mhm. The
Ain't
way
nothing
we,
bad about that. You know what
the way,
you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing bad about that because and as well, this we 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 we're multifaceted. You know about them words there? No. We like I say, we can switch in different demographics or different social areas when we want,
don't leave
how
that
we
out.
want.
Don't leave that out. The great performance that we put in the bedroom. Mhm.
Yeah, standard, yeah. But that was my downfall. That hence why I've got 4 baby mothers. But it's more like with me, it's more my personalities. You know what I'm saying? The way I speak differently and give different answers, not accordingly to how it's been prescribed.
That's so being politically correct.
No, that's just being not prescribed to how media is shaping. people to act and how it has been through film, music,
Mm.
that you get me. We've been shown how to hug, love, laugh, fight,
Mhm.
maneuver, operate, how to sell. These things have been shown.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But it didn't work like that really on a street level. Yeah, there's
Nah,
no man. I got no game no more because of social media. But I've still got game. I ain't got no time no more. Being a single dad, it's dead. How am I gonna bring any girl around when I got you? But
I ain't gonna lie.
I know.
I
Let me ask you this,
definitely.
Bruce. Like, I asked everybody in the chat this earlier. When you go from panel to panel, do you still feel like I see like some type of form of segregation when I'm on these YouTube streets going from panel to panel? Like my panel's diverse. I don't give a fuck who come over here. When I go on certain panels, like man, it's only white niggas over here. You know, it might be one nigga over there from time to time, but that's it. Do you see it that way?
no, I'm not gonna lie because I've been around from Aboriginal. Because I was showing information, my information, who I am, how I'm connected to an estate as a trust. You know what I'm saying? How we got given compensation for being moved. My grandma was like working for an organization to get people back from Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Who were moved through the Pika Wars. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I shown a lot of that. I was speaking about the Swazi or Dark people of Europe, the Moors, the Arabic people of Andalusia and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And that was in 2016 with Chief Holiday, Ty Data, A1. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been accepted.
No,
Now,
You know
but
what I'm
he's
saying?
asking.
I ain't talking about. I'm talking about like on an all white panel because I don't
On the
have like.
right. Nah, because I never move like with a racial connotation or a discriminative connotation. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
saying
I'll do it through
the panels that I've been on.
questions.
I was gonna say the panels that I've been on. Naka can attest to this. A lot of them white guys, they all say the same shit. Y'all come from Africa. That's what the majority of them say, bro. And that's just me being like going from different panels, man. They all say the same shit.
Yeah, but people think that you're from Africa over here. I'm sick of telling people that, you know.
Yeah, ain't no white man gonna tell you that you've been here, you've been over here, you from here. You know, because they wanna be the one. You know.
No, it was a white guy on another panel the other night that I was on. He was He was saying the complete opposite. He was like, "I'm a real African." He said, "Y'all ain't African Americans. I'm a real African. Y'all
But
want
yeah, they
to."
are Afrikaner. They're
Yeah.
Afrikaners, the
Facts.
Boers and the Volks.
Facts. Bring that out. Let's talk about that. Yeah, you know, he wasn't lying on that. You know what I'm saying?
I remember Africa was a small town or province near Tunisia and Libya until the 1820s after like the Punic Wars and what, and then through the expulsion of the carbonated or the Swazi people of Europe or Gaul, um, they were moved to parts of Africa, but a lot of them moved to America,
Mm-hmm.
like the San
Mm-hmm.
Diegos, the Franciscans, San Francisco, the Saint Martiniques. You know what I'm saying? They're sanctuaries that them
Mm-hmm.
dark skinned man brought over with Catholicism, but you also had Arabic speaking people Moors. Like that's why you've got Alabama, Albuquerque, from, that means from the or out of the. You know what I'm saying? These people mixed with the Aboriginal people that was already here, or the original people that was already here,
Yeah, I speak on that a lot, man. On
and
how
people of
these.
the islands. They've always been here, always.
Yeah, I speak on that on how these people are the Native Americans. That's why when you talk to certain white people, they will only tell you like, oh, all I know I got Native American in my blood, right? In my lineage, you know, because you know, these people were the first, you know, people that came from Europe and that, you know, crossed over the sea and come over here. And when they came over here, you know, they had to, you know, they came over here as slaves because, you know, for real, they had the only reason they didn't just leave, they didn't left Europe, you know, willingly. They left Europe because they had a choice, you know, to be in prison in Europe or to come over here and work to pay taxes, you know,
Who,
to their empire, you know.
who?
So when they came over here and work and paid their tax, you know, the money that they owed to the empire, you know, now they had their freedom. so they didn't want to go back. They stayed over here, because they was welcomed by by the indigenous people here. You know, so some of them, ended married with us, and all that.
Who?
I'm talking about the Slavic people.
No, 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 no.
What you mean now?
Because they weren't the first to come over. Dark skinned people were the first to come over. White people weren't doing nothing. Them Ashkenazi people, they're the ones who are in charge now. The red, white, and blue. They're the Freemason colours, the main ones. Yeah, because remember, Great Britain is a Gaelic word, Breton, and they were an empire in the 1200s that split.
But if
So
you if we really want to talk about it, we can say the African first came over here first. But that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about the
no,
first
no,
white people
no,
that
they
came over
didn't.
here.
They didn't. There wasn't no Africa then. Like there wasn't no Spain. There wasn't no France. There wasn't no Germany. These things sprung up after people left America, or after like Saint Germania is now like Denmark and Germany because it was Saxon land before that. Because English is Anglo-ish from the Anglo-Saxon Peninsula, which is Denmark and Germany. So you're just speaking a different dialect of what they brought over or learned.
So you mean to tell me black people? You mean to tell me black people left Europe and come over here and take over our shit?
Nah, intermingled, not white people. They came way later.
But I mean, I understand. I
They were being
understand.
enslaved in their own areas, like in yeah, they were already being enslaved as well.
So
Sent over
so
to
so
America and Australia in prisons.
okay. Well, all right. So now it is I'm getting a different perspective. So if that's the case, why they ain't been telling us the truth? Why they been why they telling us the same lie white people telling us? If they ain't one and the same, right? If these people ain't the Dravidian people, because we know that Caucasian, and Dravidian people is the same people, right? The features
Yeah, because
looks the same.
Caucasian is just the area, and that's like a Hindus call themselves Caucasian. They're classified as Caucasians
So what I'm saying
because
though, if these black
white
people
is
that
and black is a construct in it. They both mean blank.
so what I'm saying though, if these black people, right, that came over here, and these white Caucasian people that came over here, if they ain't one and the same, if they ain't in the same people, the black and the white, on the checkerboard, right? Why they telling us the same thing? Why one of them in telling us something different? Because at the end of the day, the black trying to tell us that, oh, we all black, we came from Africa. The white people trying to tell us the same thing. So if they ain't one and the same people, why they telling us the same lie? If they ain't playing the same game.
Because it's a power structure. Because if I've got the same amount of you to lose, it's better we just team up and form different societies of control and use controlled opposition and
Which
keep the
which
narrative
which
the
prove
way
my
it
point.
is.
They're one and the same. They're one
Yeah,
and the
but I don't
same.
I don't get what you mean. That's on higher levels of society and academia. That's not the local people. That's not this normal general public.
No, the local general public is
Because we had
us.
our own way of life,
The
self
lo-
governance,
the local people is us. Cause
had their own
we've been here.
horticulture.
That's what makes us local. The other people came over here, they ain't local.
No, obviously not.
Right. So I'm saying,
But they
us,
came
the
over.
local
A
people,
lot of them, a lot of the dark skinned people came over for refuge.
but
You know
they
what I'm
don't
saying?
act like that though. They don't act like it, right?
Yeah, but
They
I'm
don't
not
act
on
like
about Africans. I'm not saying Africans.
no, I
I'm
know.
saying what the speak like the so-called Moors.
Right. I'm on the same page with you on that. I'm saying, yeah, I do agree they came over here for refuge, right? But what I'm saying is that they don't act like it though. They act like us, the local people, came over here for refuge too, like we belong from somewhere else. When they know the truth is they belong somewhere else. So they should be letting us know, like, hold on, man, y'all been here, man. Us, we came over here and seek refuge from y'all, right? They should be telling us, the truth, but
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
not
I hear
they're
that.
not doing
Obviously,
that though.
Obviously.
They're co-signing with the white people, telling us the same white lies.
But we don't know if it was their lie first. How do we know it wasn't the Moorish people that came over to lie? Because remember, they were the ones that made the Magna Carta in 1213. They were the ones that were ruling.
It seemed very like it. It seemed like they come and set up the, the way for white people to come in.
Or maybe no, because let's take for instance, like when you had the Ashkenazi people coming in who was controlling certain books and scripts, because you had different so-called Bibles at certain times, like the
Right.
Bishop's Bible, the Queen Elizabeth's Bible, the Henry VIII's Bible. You know what I'm saying? The Geneva Bible,
Mm-hmm.
the Vulcan Bible.
Right.
You know what I mean? And all of these, which were like families of higher status, and they weren't mainly white people. They were
I
mainly dark
agree.
skinned people. Now these people, what they ain't gonna come over to you and think that you're the same. They ain't gonna come to the islands and the mainland of America or South America, or whatever, or America in general, and see you as brothers. Why would that be a thought anyway? Them man
Hold
were
on. Hold on.
these
Why would they not?
Moors
Why?
were brutal. Moors were brutal people.
Yeah, Dravidian people. That's what they
Yeah,
are. They're
not just
Dravidian.
the coolie man. You mean?
Well, they're Dravidian. The same people in Australia, right?
Nah, man, I'm not. No. I'm on about the ones that were ruling Andalusia, Cadiz.
These people rule Spain. They rule Europe.
There
They
wasn't no
rule
Spain
Spain.
there then. Espanols in South America. Always has been.
Nah, it ain't always has been Espanol in South America. They came over here, bro.
No, they didn't come over with no Spain because they were speaking Arabic. Remember, from 711 to what 1492. That's what they say.
Well, that's what
So
they were speaking for
how are they
real.
coming over speaking Spanish? Hispaniola was made in America from Arabic and what we were speaking Latin, because there's no Latin Europe, no Latin Africa. It's just Latin America. Yeah, a phonetic way of speaking, like duh, ruh, guh, buh, zuh, guh, huh, ka, ah, ma, ra, ka. You know what I'm saying? We were a natural people,
Ain't ain't
and
ain't that was Portuguese, bro?
ain't no one gonna come, ain't no one coming over America and just having it easy like that. People had to stay on the shores at first and come in small numbers,
Well, that's where that's most of the time that's how civilization
and
was
then white
built.
people were coming in the early 1800s. Not even the early 1800s, late.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Germany
That's
was
what I'm saying.
Germany was only formed in the 1880s.
What about Spain?
I don't know about Spain because Spain's the English way of saying it, but that would have been called that probably in the 1800s as well, like
All
France.
right,
That was
it's
around the
fine. It's
1800s
fine. It's fine.
because it was
It's
Paris
fine.
and Brittany, you know what I'm saying, or Brittany.
But do you do know that
I've been all these places as well, you know. I remember.
but look, you do know that all these countries, right, are branches from the same empire, right? You do know that,
Most of
right?
these languages were mainly created when these people entered America and then left and then came back and just went on a rampage and took out everybody.
Bro, these people listen, bro. America was the last place these people touch. Period. When it come
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying. White people are new to this place of 200 years, maybe not even that.
Yeah, but we can't speak about them without speaking about the Dravidian, bro. They come together.
Yeah, but they more came. Hindu people came to the islands more, like Trinidad, St. Kitts. Um,
Yeah, that's the Caribbean.
right. Well, it's only called the Caribbean because the Caribana or Caribou, which is in South America, obviously by distinction of look or ethnicity, everyone look the same.
But look
Not
though,
perfectly
the
the same, but you know what I'm saying. You can pick out what an American is.
but look though, what I'm just saying though, bro. America was the last place these colonizers came to. They already, took over Africa, or what's being called Africa now. They had already took over that land. They had already took over Europe, right? And the Middle East, right? I don't know about China, right? And I don't know if these people is not deriving, from the China Empire neither. But what I'm saying is though,
Yeah,
all of these,
they took over the structure that was already there, because you have to remember people, let's say like into later times, like Martin Luther, him, he was a European extract. Because why, if he
yeah,
was a true
facts.
American, why would he want to integrate and not segregate? Because bearing
Yeah,
in mind,
facts.
you had your own shit already. It's
Facts. I
these
said the
people have
same shit.
only had the white people have only started having the main function since probably the 60s.
Yeah, facts. I said the same shit. I said that was the worst thing that ever happened to us.
Course, yes, but he was
Yeah.
there. He was there for that purposely,
Right.
and also as well. Remember, you had the MSTA, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and they were like Moors, and they was like Arabic almost. You had Farad, um Muhammad, him, he was like pale, which was Arabic again. Then you've got the Five Nation. I mean the what's it called? My man Farrakhan, or the 5%ers and all of that. So
So
like I
that,
say, Islamic people came over to America from persecution and intermingled.
bro. So it all
And
ties into the
started taking over. So then then white Europeans who were already in so-called cahoots with so-called black people were bringing then people like Marcus Garvey to the fore, Martin Luther King to go against people like any Islamic whatever. And in the middle, who's in the middle? The original Americans
so
getting
what
nothing.
so what
No
role did
representation. Sorry, go on. I'm chatting
what
too
role
much.
did Mansa Musa play in that?
I don't believe in him. I have no comprehension he existed. I think he's a figment of imagination again, just like that slavery story that somehow they want black people to get some power from some fucking oppression story, instead so they can blank out the white ghettos and everything that these nasty people brought. Plagues and shit.
So you don't think it's another, a mythology of the Arabs people, right? Because they said he was Arabic. I mean, he was a Muslim, right? He was a black Muslim, that came over to America, with three ships or a bunch of people,
He was
right?
a Mohammedan. He was a Mohammedan.
Right. So that's what. So it seems like I
That's what
said,
it would have been. But I don't believe in no Mansa Musa.
right. That's just it's just
Yeah,
another.
that
It's
might have
just like
been.
it's like
How do
Jesus.
we know that wasn't someone like Mussolini? Because look at the name Mussolini, who attacked my man um Melanik or whatever, Selassie, them people,
Right. It's just
and
like Jesus. It's just
they were
like
Italian
Jesus.
or Christian.
It's like Jesus, man. They just use a name, to reference, a time period. You know what I'm saying? To reference, what was going on, or certain or origin of certain things. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, it seems like these Arabs, right, or these people that speak Arabics, right, or in Portuguese, these Muslim people, right? It seems like they came from the Middle East and made their way to Europe, right? And then and that's one way. And you had another group of them that made the way, to deeper into these people. I mean, these places that we call Africa now, right? And made their way to the Caribbean, right? And they come from both ways, and end up right here in America.
Yeah, I can hear that. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. But then again, that's why they use Selassie or the Rasta. Because it's Ras Tafari. That's the man in it. Because Ras is king. Tafari was the man. We don't even know if these people are real. Like I say, it's all a control mechanism. Because if you've got too much to lose, you're just gonna go ahead and do what you can. So if you're gonna make up fiction, then you're gonna make up fiction and insert it in certain timelines that we have no control of, other than our own life timeline. that we live and experience ourselves.
Yeah, cause that's how they came into the motherfucking stage, because you had thousands of years of history these people wasn't a part of. Like nobody never heard of these people, and all of a sudden we had the Dark Ages, and and that's when you start to hear and see about these people, starting with the Dark Ages, for real, for
Yeah,
real.
but that's because they were they were raiding like the Mizraim Lodge and Mason lodges, because around them times Masonry was different. It was controlled by the dark skinned people, and then it got twisted and turned into sacrifice and all that satanic shit what it is now. But that's how they got a lot of the information, a lot of how to rule and have royalty. You know what I'm saying? How to govern people, because they didn't know. And that's why they were dark ages, because they didn't know about sewage systems and how to work horticulture. Like it's barren. It was barren. They lived barren because they didn't know how to. They didn't know.
Yeah, I hear it all the time. I hear the Africans say
When
the
they come
same
to
shit.
America, they didn't know how to do anything.
Yeah, yeah, I heard the same thing. I heard that from both sides. I heard the so-called Aboriginal people talk about like, oh, these Caucasian, they didn't know how to, how to clean themselves. They had no hygiene. We had to teach them. And I heard the Africans say the same shit. These people came from the caves, they didn't know how to read, they didn't know how to shower, they was eating each other. Like we had to civilize them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Africans aren't like Americans or Caribbeans. They ain't like me. They don't. They're dry. Their food's dead. You get me?
you
They ain't
breaking
got.
up.
Can you hear me now? Wait.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, like Africans over here, they ain't repping nothing. They ain't bringing nothing to the table. We ain't copying nothing from them. I ain't copying their food. I ain't copying their music, their dance, or nothing like that. I ain't copying their way of life. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
it's funny that you say that you being in Britain, right? You know, United Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's funny that you say that even people there automatically assume that you know you have some type of African lineage or African ancestry just because you have melanated skin, dark complected skin. It's the same thing over here. They automatically assume somebody that's dark complected automatically has ties to Africa, man, and that's malarkey, man. That's preposterous. I
Oh
think that's
no, no. Over here, I get seen as like I must be Jamaican. I must be
right, but
like
I'm saying like you. What about like somebody that's dark complected but that's indigenous to Europe, right? They gonna automatically assume, hey, that person's from
nah,
Africa,
because
right?
Africans have only been coming over from right. I know Somalian youths that came when I got out of prison. They must have been over here like about 3 years. Somalians have. They would have. I remember that the first people when I come over here, the first people I seen moving onto the street was Vietnamese, and that was in '97. And they were here before as well, before I got there, because we weren't allowed to stay in. They only gave us a house in England. They didn't want us to like stay in America. Basically, break up the collective. But Africans have only just started coming the last 15 years. Not even that. Not even that. The last 5 or 6 years they've been north. But before that, it was Eastern Europeans. Ain't no Africans. They were going France, Spain. Now we've got a lot of Eritreans, Ghanaians. You know what I'm saying? And they get a lot of help. I don't get nothing. I can't get the loans that they got.
But it's the same shit that's happening over
It's
here, bro. They
mad.
come over here too. They get low, they get business loan. They own stores in our neighborhood.
Yeah, already. These men have got them £2,000 electric bikes. They're looking fresh, or they already got Uber job, Deliveroo, Just
Mm.
Eat. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, hold on, hold
I'm
on.
like,
Hey, what's up?
how
What's
you
up,
got how
Lucky?
you got a
What's
house
up?
already?
What's up, Lucky Ben Hebrew? What's good with you? This is the African that beat up Shah Sun. Hey, Shah Sun, where you at, nigga? I got Lucky Ben over here ready to whoop your ass again. He said that's a lie. UK is Nigerian second home. He said I lived
They've only
in
just
the
been
UK
coming
myself
the
way
last six
before
to
you.
7 years. Only been coming properly the last 6-7 years.
So
Because
what's up, Lucky Ben? Good to see you, man.
the first ones that came were like bag of Somalians into London. Because the first people that were coming were coming from Jamaica, the Caribbean. No Africans came before, no Caribbeans to America. I mean to England.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I felt like I think he got a point. Listen, I'm not speaking on facts. I'm speaking from what I've seen, right? Because I watch soccer, right? And you have a lot of black players, that get racist shit done to them every time on the field. You feel me? Whether so I felt when it comes to France, when it comes to England, when it comes to other certain state in England like Arsenal, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like these blacks, they kind of stay to themselves, you know what I'm saying? Because it's some racist shit going around, and nobody can speak they don't got, like, collectively they can't speak on that shit for themselves. They just gotta deal with it like that. So they might not coming out, you know what I'm saying, like, in the public, and in a certain way, how they could do over here. That's just my theory on it. But cause for as long as I've been watching soccer, bro, is a lot of black players, bro, that that come from other country that have double nationality, bro, that play for that play for these
No,
countries,
they don't
bro.
have double nationality. They don't do that. They nationalize. They get nationalized after about 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Hence why you've got like for Arsenal, you've got this Bukayo Saka. You know what I'm saying? Who really, for me, he plays for England. That's not an English name,
Right,
but England has more to offer financially. You know what I'm saying? And obviously being in more competitions like the World Cup and whatever. But a lot of African and a lot of Caribbean. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Whose mom and dad are Caribbean, or grandma's are Caribbean, or whatever, grandpops is Caribbean. They'll play mainly for England. It's only recently, the last like 5 or 6 years, that certain man who might have played for England will now play for Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Or go and play for, like, we've got some good um American players over here. Nah, you know what I'm saying? And they don't really get a look in. And one of them's proper talented. Um But yeah, I don't me personally, if you've got a name like Saka, and your mom's like, bro, you come over here when you was 8 years old, you shouldn't be playing for England. You know what I'm saying? You should be playing for your proper where you come from. So
Yeah,
some of
even
these
like,
get nationalized rapid. So I don't care if they're getting abuse. You know what
bro,
I'm saying? They live a life of luxury way out of our remit. And none
like
of them
I
are getting touched like that. You don't see them really in public like that.
like not to cut you off, bro. Shout out to McCoy in the chat, and Lucky Ben. Look, right? I just seen some shit the other day. Cristiano Ronaldo's son, right? They just post that this nigga have like at least 4 or 5 countries that he could play for. Just cause he live in certain countries, for a period of time. But that nigga ain't nothing, probably, like, I don't even think he's 17 or 18 yet. You feel me? Just cause he live in certain countries because his pops was playing in these countries, you feel me? For a certain
No,
amount of
because
time.
he can't play for Italy because Cristiano only played there for 3 years.
Bro, they say
You know
he
what I'm
could play
saying?
for England.
His mom's Spanish. His grandma might be Portuguese. He's
Right.
Portuguese. Right. That's just through nationality.
Look,
They
look,
say he
That's
could
all
play
that
for
is.
Argentina.
y'all niggas went way off topic, nigga.
Yeah,
This is
no,
going to
you made
when y'all
it.
niggas talking.
Sorry. He
Y'all
made me.
talking about Javinci, y'all
I'm
just
big.
talking about Africans, Nigerians.
You know what I'm
Yeah, my
saying?
bad,
Like,
my bad.
let's talk about creep. Yo,
No,
stop it.
it's all good, bro. You know, I try not to stay on be tunnel vision over here,
Now
so
you
y'all
need
can
to
talk about
put in,
whatever. Bro.
man.
Just
You need to put in.
I had to talk about that earlier in the stream. But anybody want to come up, man? The links in the chat. McCoy, you more than welcome to come up. Lucky Ben, you more than welcome to come up. Anybody, y'all more than welcome to come up. With the links in the chat. Man. I just want to
Yeah,
tell you.
yeah, and I'm not that Lucky Ben. I can't really see. Yeah, what's that? Yeah, I'm not disputing that, big man. I'm not disputing that. And if I've come across like that, I apologize. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Lucky Ben,
If I've sounded
he the one that
disrespectful, yeah, I
slapped
apologize.
he the one that slapped Shy Sun around when he came over here. Him and Shy Sun, they had a verbal debacle, whatever you want to call it. It was disastrous, man. Them niggas went at it. I want to see part 2, but it's all good.
Man, Shashan is an African that he's an African that's being
Man,
kidnapped by
that
his
Shy
own
Sun
people.
had an African tell him he wasn't an African. That nigga still in disbelief.
Yeah,
The nigga Lucky Big Hebrew said, "Hey man, you're not African, bro." Told that nigga to his face, "Hey man, you're not African. Stop claiming us. We're diametrically different. We're not the same."
bro, you could go to the African community right now in America. They'll tell him the same thing, nigga. They will tell it where you from. He be like, man, I'm from Africa. They're like, no, you're not African, nigga. You American. They will tell him the same shit, bro, like in his face. Cause these African they would tell you that they're not even African. They will tell you, nigga, I'm Nigerian. I'm Ghanaian, nigga. I'm from Ghana.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, that's it. Kind of like I say, life experience and through my fighting, I've been able to go different countries and see different things. And at first, I never noticed, but after going places 2 or 3 times, you start to see certain things, and you're like, "Rah!" Like they got like statues of like dark skinned people, like in honor. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and that's in Netherlands, in Holland, in Spain, like in Catalonia,
But bro,
In Malta. Like it's mad.
these people in us, bro. You could look at their nose. You could look at their lips. They ain't us, bro. Their nose
No,
and the
no, they're
lips
not
is
because their
different.
phenotype's different. They've got straighter noses and the lips is different.
Yeah, just like white folks. The
Yeah.
nose
In
is
fact,
is is.
yeah, because obviously with my phenotype, I even got like my children have got a so-called Negro nose. You know what I'm saying? I haven't, but again, I don't get called a white this or that. I get called a Samba. I used to get called a Samba. I was like, what? What's that? You know what I'm saying? Like black cunt, black bastard, wog, like golly wog. You know what I'm saying? And that's from the Peter Waka Wugs, or the what their other people stole and called the Pequot. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I used to watch Speaker Connors all the time, bro. I see
That's all
some
bullshit,
melanated
man. I don't
brothers
watch
over here.
none of
Oh,
that.
say that again.
I don't watch none of that bullshit. Them on a lost
Yeah,
and,
man.
and
Them niggas
fictional
be talking
characters.
about, they be talking about, they kind of talk about on the way like how we talk about how we talk over here, like not except the fact that we in African. You know what I'm saying? But the point of view they're coming from over in England is like, man, they like they like their own people for real. Like they like their own people, but they claim to be Africans. You feel me? They rock with
Man,
the fact that
that's
they're
some bullshit.
Africans. But
Nah, nah, man.
go ahead.
Right.
But yeah, man, I felt like that racial
Listen,
discrimination thing or that
people
segregation
are
thing, man.
Americanized. People are Americanized through the carbonated man of America. Yeah, we get
Mm,
our styles from you lot. And so do
mm,
the Africans. Ain't no two ways about it. Because everybody does. Even the Chinese, even the
mm,
Koreans.
That's some
No
real
one ain't
shit you
produced
said right
nothing.
there.
No one ain't produced nothing. I'd give it, yeah, Jamaicans, I will say that. You know what I'm saying? But you look at Afro beats, that's like reggaeton. You know what I'm saying? Which is a mixture. Like is not an authentic. The only authenticity came from American people.
So you think all that come from hip hop? Hip hop.
No, not just no. I'm not on about hip hop. I'm just on about like everything. I'm about everything for a so-called black man.
So you would agree with the Aboriginal that say that we civilized the whole world?
Uh, I want to say civilized. I'd say give art a lot of art, a lot of artistry, a lot of a lot of patterns, a lot of designs, a
I
lot
feel
of
that.
ways of a lot of technology, steam engines.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of horticultural heritage. You know,
I feel that.
knowledge of herbs and vegetation and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that America was so lush, had everything you needed. That's why I call it. That's why it was called Amaruka, Amma, Mama. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Now I feel that a lot of people don't know that. When it comes to coffee, when it comes to a lot of spice, and herbs, they really come from America. You know, and move. And these things was being traded. To a different part of the world.
Yeah, but obviously, when you do, there were other things, but they would grow differently. Like tiger grass is different to fennel, but it's almost the same.
Right.
You know what I mean? You would have had like what is it, the Scotch bonnet, a hot one maybe in the Caribbean, but you'd get better sweet potato maybe in Florida because of the red clay, or you'd get better orchards in Florida, flower. And I'm not on about just the bit what they call Florida now. I'm on about the whole coast of it.
Facts from all from I think not it was it, is it from all the way from Louisiana or some shit like that, but yeah, it went all the way to Georgia. It went to it go to it was a lot of, yeah, I definitely agree with you. There was a lot of states that was a part of the whole Florida thing,
Right. And
and
you're
before
not
that it
getting that
was
in
under a
Central
different
Europe.
name too.
So like I say, the canal system, the river systems, the streams, the estuaries, all of that was a network that was already running. So
Hmm.
again, um, it it pe- it, it would have transported itself to different places when people came, because Europe was kind of like I say, these a lot of these countries that people speak of wasn't around until the mid 1800s, when certain houses like the House of Bourbon, you know what I'm saying, um, was taken over, and other places in Dansk and Paris was taken over, when lodges was taken over, and books and alchemy was taken over. That's when like these people started. That's when things started changing really. When the system that was already being done by the Aboriginal system got patterned and infiltrated on the same land, it brought more of their people over to construct their way of life. And somehow, with the help of Europeans that may have looked like some of us, shit was just basically done in front of our eyes, under our noses, in a sense.
So when you say a lot of these places didn't exist, like what who were the people you know that existed at that time?
They were like you
That
had houses, just like you've got house companies now. These were corporations, like kings, queens of Europe.
right. So I'm so for example, like right.
Like the Basque people, the Andalusian people, the Paris people, the Saint Germain people, the Franciscans. Like there wasn't countries as such then, as to areas. Like it was called Gaul or Hal. Ha. Just like how you speak in Arabic, ha. Portuguese, ha. Or Port of Gaul. Just a port in Gaul. That was the region. But you had houses situating them. That's why Spain isn't recognized, because it's a corporation.
Yeah, we know this corporation. We know that they corporate.
England's just an extension of Germany.
We know that corporation is is like going to
Right,
is
so
like
houses were taken over and corporations were made.
right. So these corporation, we know they are extension, or they are uh uh they are they basically cooperating with the empires, you know that with the great empire,
Yeah, but
whether
listen,
it's
check this.
Great
Imagine
Britain,
this, right?
whether it's
Listen, check this. Listen, check this. Imagine you've made, right, a steam engine, or you've made like your Latimer or Patterson, yeah, and somehow you've got to go and now what's called a court of law to fight against a man that you've never seen, who's basically stolen your invention and prove it's yours and not his. Like imagine that's what was happening.
that's what is happening. That's what's still happening, if you know
Well,
the
yeah,
word.
that's still happening, but that's what it would have been like.
But the thing is, you don't have to fight. You see, all you gotta do, because every accused man had the right to face his opponent, right, or his accuser, right?
Like, listen, check this. They made workhouses. They brought workhouses over. Yeah, for women who were bastards. Yeah, a tar, like when you're tarred with the same brush, a tar, a retard, a bastard. Yeah, you've got no father. So they were. That's how they created all these orphanages and put these women in these workhouses in America. You know what I'm saying? And then you have things like this. Like this was all happening like on grounds of original indigenous American people who had to fight back, who were getting um, attacked daily with bombs and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, unless you cooperate, right?
Right, and
Unless
some did, and some did, to where maybe the majority did, or maybe not. Maybe there was that much slaughter and a massacre, which I know there was. It was. People were decimated.
man, the only people the man everybody did. Everybody cooperate, right? The only group of people that didn't was us over here in America, until uh uh
Yeah,
Martin Luther
no,
King came, right?
right. No, before that, they were putting us in. No, because when we resisted, they would round us up, catch us, put us in the prisons where these white people were as well.
Yeah, but that don't mean we did that didn't mean we cooperate
You know
with
what I'm
these
saying?
people.
Like, you think white boys can fuck with us now on a just a general level? Can't fuck with me just randomly, a random white man. I know myself, and I know when I get going, what's he gonna see? A big fucking black gorilla, even though I'm
That's what I
mixed.
was telling. That's what I
You
was
know what I'm
telling
saying?
True
He's not
Zone.
gonna like my reaction, because our reactions is 0 to 10 instantly when we want to.
That's what I was telling
But
True Zone
that's what it is
earlier.
with me, and
That's what I was
that's
telling
how
True
we've
Zone.
been. Right? That's how our women are as well, and that's how I like it. But again, we are too many weak-minded men. You know what I'm saying? Who want to always be effeminate and just go along with it. It's still the same. Remember, see, like these slave mentality stories where they'll tell you there was, like, I don't know, 200 slaves and two crackers you know what I mean, with a shotgun and a whip, and none of y'all moved. That's a psychological, emotional bullshit trap. You know what I'm saying? And people will repeat that and repeat that and repeat that. People that are so-called from America repeated that. So it's burnt in your head, giving you slavery narratives of power and when you're trying to get through oppression. You know what I'm saying? But then when you read books like Runaway Children and Railroad Children and Oliver Twist and all these orphan children of white youths, you're like, rah, how come this one drilled into no one's head? How is this made into a nice book? You know what I'm saying? When you read in book, like, trust me, the psychology of the people that came over is off the chart horrific. Yeah, giving y'all syphilis blankets with syphilis. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
So Yahweh put in the chat, right? The Aboriginal indigenous people are on the spell by understanding how to spell. So you don't think that has
Oh no,
something
hell
to
no, man! Don't get that nigga Yahweh started, man. Hell no, yeah, Yahweh, man. Take that etymological bullshit on somewhere else. I ain't trying to hear that shit today, man.
hold on, bro. I'm gonna make a point with that. What he said, I'm not. Listen, so you don't think that because Blue is going on, he's going, he's going in, bro, with that, with the psychology. You know what I'm saying? So you don't think that have something with us, understanding, what these people are doing? Because a lot of people will tell you, man, I don't know what racism was until I went to school. I didn't know what slavery was until I went to school. So we don't think that school have a big part of that, by by making us understand. Just like, when you go to court, what one thing the judge keep, the favorite line the judge use against you is, do you understand this, these premises? Do you understand, the charges? Do you understand? And it's the same thing in school. In school, the teacher always on your head, for you to understand, what they are saying. You know what I'm saying? And when we do understand what these people are saying, we start to realize that, oh damn, bro, my people was in slavery. Oh damn, bro, these people, they was hanging us. Oh damn, they was doing this to us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking, man. So y'all don't think like school have a big part of that?
Yeah, but remember, look how many times you said the word understand, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And in legalese, in certain policies, um, means to consent.
To stand
So if
under.
you understand what I'm saying, that means you're giving me consent to carry on with my policy.
Exactly. That's why I read his comment first.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's how they catch people in the wording.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Some of the words that we use don't even that actually go with what really like we're trying to. Because this system is kind of built simple. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's like when you get a rule, a ruler. What's a ruler? It's what you use. So two people or a group of people sat with an actual instrument called a ruler and put it across a drawing that they call a map and created lines, just like that. Simple. But in society, they created what they created.
A
Borders.
timeline.
Yeah, well, but they
Niggas is
created
following the
borders.
motherfucking timeline. You feel me?
Dysfunction.
You got the
Yeah,
same thing
yeah.
going on when it comes to civilization. They're trying to, have us follow a fine line from, what they call evolution, right? How men evolve over time. And in religion, they got Jesus splitting their timeline. You feel me? Where they talk about, before Christ and after Christ. You know what I'm saying? Or before the,
Hey, y'all want to have
common
conversations
era.
about spelling? Hold on, now. Y'all want to have conversations about spelling and etymology? Got Yahweh right here for you.
Yeah, go on
Shout
then.
out to Yahweh, man. Great light.
Peace, Yahweh.
Great light.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what I'm saying, Troop Zone, man, if you're not English, man, then you, bro, when I say certain words, it trigger you, man. You understand, you bow to. So when you understand English, which is a people also, you are under the English and you're claiming it. Please look up what you're talking. Please.
And that's fact. You have the English people, right? That's big English. Then you
Yeah,
have
but what are they? But who are they?
the English
Because
people,
yeah, but you say it wrong. It's the Anglo-ish. Because again,
Same
it's
thing.
Anglo-Saxons. It's
Yes.
an
right?
extension of of what is now called Germany. Because
Yeah,
England was Albion.
we
It
join their
was
family.
Mercia.
We like hybrids. We
Yeah,
mud.
yeah.
Yeah,
Speak Arabics, right? Arabic.
I know Latin. I can speak German, Spanish. I
bro.
was in
They
a
treat you
Freemason
like
lodge
family.
for over 5 years. You already know this. So
So they treat you
I
like
had
family.
access to a lot, and I wrote down a lot, and I copied a lot because you weren't allowed to take books out.
They tell you they treat you like family. They treat their dogs like family,
For real.
which is a mud.
Them
Yeah, lock that bitch in a cage.
It, it, yeah. They call it the hood. And a lot of them go to a cage, a literal cage, in the
mm,
hood.
mm, them
When the Jews,
projects.
the story is when the Jews was in Germany, it was called the ghettos.
Mm,
Yeah, facts. That's what I'm saying, and they brought it over to America
God damn.
with
And
their
you go
orphan
back,
trains.
you claim to be in the ghetto.
And look, and Yahweh, look how propagandized that was, yeah, by some people like I don't even know the names, so I'm not going to say, but you know, some take I don't know, maybe a Teddy Pendergrass and how they spoke about ghettos, not too, not 40 years after they were created by white people, as if they give again this
Yeah,
illusion that you
those
belong
dark
there
skinned
and you're
people
from
you
there.
talking about, the dark skinned people you say came before the Caucasian, I guess, uh, was considered white people.
Well, I wouldn't say white because they didn't say white. They would vice. Vice is white, but that's new. They would have
Yeah,
said like
uh,
Blanca, Blanc.
yeah. V is a U though. V is also a U, which is white, right?
Well, V was there wasn't no U until like the late 1700s.
So they use V.
Yeah, because you've got double V and not double U.
Yes, which is
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. When you study their language, you can kind of get a clear idea what you claiming and what they saying to you.
Mm,
So the V and the U is interchangeable.
Yeah,
no, no.
yes, it is.
Cause in
In the
French you
Geneva, in the Geneva Bible,
double
it pro-
V, but in English you say W.
which is double V.
Right.
So victory is
Because of
victory.
who spoke it originally. That's why, because who spoke it originally. Once the translations and people have that in their vocabulary or their dialect to say a you in, like, you know what I'm saying? Because accurate, that was akovat. That's how you used to say that because it had no u. It was a v.
Yeah, it's the same thing to me though. But
Because of the people that spoke it at that time. Americans had a phonetic dialect.
The
Yeah,
Phoenicians.
vowels from the vowels.
which is the wows, right? Because the V is a U.
Yeah.
That's all, man. I'm not trying to, be a nuisance, man. I just feel when you study the language, then you can see a lot more clear what you claiming.
Hey, I remember you, Yahweh.
Yes, sir. No harm. No,
Yeah, no, Yahweh's been around for a minute
Hell yeah,
because
Blue.
we've had these discourses and discussions. It's never been a debate. It's always been a good back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Hell
I
yeah,
come in.
Blue. You get
I'm still
you
saying
know.
the same thing.
You know
I'm
what's
still
up.
saying the same thing.
Yeah, Yahweh, I mean, look, man, Yahweh, he'll repeat that shit. That ain't shit the whole stream. We
Because I
not
think that,
English. I told you, man. Look,
yeah,
go ahead, Yahweh.
Yeah,
it's
but
like
you
you
need to interact with
That
Yahweh.
nigga,
Yahweh, you
I
need
take you
to.
down an etymological rabbit hole and keep your ass down there in the hole with him
No,
for
I'm not
hours.
trying to keep. No, I'm just trying to point to what you saying is what you getting.
Right, I get it, nigga. I got that the first time you told me a month ago when you first came on the
But this
panel,
is
nigga.
where it's not for you. Then it's for the others that can hear it, bruh. Bruh, that's how you train dogs, bruh. You know how the
Yeah, that's my
dog,
dogs, man.
only
That's my
the dog
dogs.
is the producer, right? So when I say you understand how to spell, but I understand how to spell, only the dog
That's what I'm
can
saying. I get the whole, I get the whole we under a spell. Like even when you go
see. That's
to
what I'm saying. It just
even
happened
when you
just
go to
now.
court, they speak. You're right, right. They speak legalese terms. So when the judge tell you, "Do you understand me?" That gives them all type of jurisdictions over you, like you because you
Yes,
stand
sir.
under their authority. So yeah, I get it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I get it. But I'm saying, like in the meantime, a lot the contention a lot of people be having with you, Yahweh, is like you say, "Hey, we know we are speaking this English language and this curse."
Man,
So
y'all keep focusing on the same thing I say, bro. When I got other things to say, so we'll go into this debate type thing, and we never
there ain't
get
no
there.
debate, nigga.
I mean, I don't know what it's called, man. I don't know, man. I'm a fake English man.
Yeah, nigga, yeah. That's one thing I respect about this nigga Yahweh, man. The nigga he be low key trolling sometimes, but he's consistent in what he does. He'll come up here and drop a whole lot of etymological shit. Talking about we under a curse, we English, man. I get it, yeah. So that's
No, but truth. Listen, do you know when you just said that though? He's a fake Englishman.
Yeah,
Like
he telling the
I
peep
get
truth.
that,
that.
yeah.
No, like peep that. It's like he's speaking like we are. If you're, yeah, it's fake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're speaking something that's foreign to you.
I'm saying, well, like in the meantime, is there any other language or anything else we can
Expression
substitute?
and sign language. Try,
Right.
let's
That
try
we
expressions and sign language.
I'm
Yeah.
saying, does he have a solution? So I'm
Remember
saying,
when
Uh,
a lot of the time, I get what he says. I really do. I get it. I understand what he be talking about. I'm saying,
remember
like,
when
is there
Blue?
any? Does he have a solution, like a
I'm trying
substitute
to
language so
create
we can
that.
speak?
Right?
It's less curse.
Remember when Blue was talking about the steam engine and the miracles, um, gave out art and stuff like that. Remember he was talking about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when they was doing these things, they weren't talking in a language, bruh. Like when you fix your bicycle, man, it's not in English, man. So
You
the
get
truth,
that truth?
truth, truth is your real life. You
I get
are
it.
truth.
Like you fixing your bicycle. That's you using body language for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who the fuck y'all niggas think y'all talking to, man? Y'all ain't some dumbass. Come on, bro. Everything y'all niggas be talking about, like I'm saying, the only problem I have with this nigga Yahweh sometimes is like, nigga, do you have a solution? I get what you saying, my
I'm
nigga.
telling you the
I
solution.
wholeheartedly do. Do you
I'm
do you
telling
prefer
you,
like
but
you
I
to
don't
use
think
body language, sign
I don't know.
language?
That's the
What?
truth, right? The truth. It is the truth. Like you know how some young ladies will watch their grandma cook, and a lot of grandmas didn't talk English too well, and they learn how to cook
Look,
from
look.
their
I don't
grandma.
want to cut you. Look. I remember back in the day, my grandmother be in the kitchen frying up that chicken. This is back in Mississippi. She put that fucking chicken in a paper bag and shake it up. She didn't say, "Hey, Kentrell, come over here and watch me. I'm gonna show you how to fry this chicken." I just sat and
She,
watched it. Like using body language. I just
yeah,
sat and watched it, and I learned
the
that way.
truth.
She
They go
didn't
to
use
solution.
verbiage. Hold on, my nigga.
They go to solution.
She didn't use verbiage. She didn't use
They got a
diction. She said, "Hey,
solution.
come over and watch me. Come over. I'm gonna convey to you, articulate to you how to fry my chicken my way." I just sat
She
there
was
and watched
telling
her.
you
She used, but you're right. I get you. Right, I get it.
the truth.
Yeah, man.
That's how we
That
spoke to each other in truth.
because the truth is not in English. It's already written in your heart and it's coded in your DNA, bro. Like, it's right in front of you. For real. You can't research that shit.
You underspells by understanding how to spell.
I get my charger with this laptop. Damn, hold on.
Yo, children is
They
funny as hell.
telling you what they doing with you. Like
Yo, nigga said, nigga, I ain't stupid, nigga. Who the fuck your niggas think?
you being entertained, right? I mean, you getting what you
Yeah.
asked for.
That motherfucker. Damn.
You know how you tame an animal, you tame a wild beast. You being
Mm-hmm.
entertained. They telling
Mm-hmm.
you. They telling you.
Mind fuck you and tame your ass. Pause.
And the thing about it, they telling you they entertaining you.
Mm-hmm.
You being
They
recreation. Like,
they taming your mental. Entertainment. Taming your mental. Your mental is numb. You know what I'm saying? Adam went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because he ate from the, tree of good and evil.
which is elementary.
Mm-hmm.
And you start passing away. And you're looking for the ones who entertain you to say,
Now you can't even think no more. You need somebody to think for you, to pull your string. Let me play your flute for you, Pan.
come on now. If anything, they should be saying, y'all go back home. Africans, Europeans, y'all go home.
Facts.
Like the guy was saying, who was in the middle? The American.
Mm-hmm.
When segregation, integration came. Because we was already segregated, a separate kind of people.
Facts.
And then you integrate like the screwdriver, the universal Phillips head screwdriver, it'll integrate no matter what land you in, which is integration. Like you've been adapted. Adapter been added to you, like a cell phone adapter,
Mm.
which is integration.
Double
They tell
cross your
you
ass.
though, they, they lawyers and stuff. Just in case you figure it out, you're under spells. You can't really go to court and telling them they put you under spells. What we told you, like
No habla English.
no habla. Like you like your children to have recreation? Yeah. Okay, your children getting recreated. You like your children entertained? Yeah. Okay, so why you in court? Why you suing us?
Mm-hmm.
You getting what you asked for. You asking for stuff for black people. Black mean evil.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So you getting it, but you don't get how you get. It's like you order a hot dog with the works, right? And they give it to you just like how you like it, then you start complaining about it.
Oh
We
shit.
we asked to live in the ghetto. You call it a ghetto. You asked for it.
Hey, my bad, One War True, bro. I ain't even see you backstage, man. I stepped away for a little minute. Shout out my nigga One War True. Welcome to the panel, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Truth. What's going on?
Like they wanted better schools for black people. They got it, but they didn't never see it because you ain't evil if you're not. They made better schools for evil people. It's called criminal justice.
Mm.
And yo, you know what you have to remember as well and recognize. You see, like when you see them water fountains where they say black and white, them towns that they was in was white people moving into our towns, and them, you know what I'm saying, putting that, or maybe we were putting that. You know what I'm saying? But either way, they like to make you think that you didn't have anything to go. You know what I'm saying? When you had your own surgeries, cinemas, bus services, cab services, industries, anything
See,
like the any revolution or recreation of any industry is just people jumping on what was already there and making
provide,
out like it was their self, like the Renaissance, the rebirth. You know what I'm saying? The sound of rebirth. That's what Renaissance means.
Which is
pro-
recreation.
providing a
No,
service.
recreation is like what you do for yourself when you recreate. Like when you create, meaning you're a being. So what you do is create, whether it's jumping in the air, anything. You know what I'm saying? We're being
That's what they're
entertained.
doing. They were
They
creating everything for themselves.
on the
No,
playground.
they jumped on what was already there.
You being recreated on the playground.
Hmm.
So you form these different sects. You got the
Why
job.
why would they want to integrate so like you know why would they want to integrate so much? What was the need? Everything was segregated already, smooth. You know what I'm saying?
They needed us to ask for what they offer to speak these things into existence.
Look
Like we
at you.
worked on. Do you know what as well? We worked on cotton fields because we wanted to, right? You know when the white people in the early 1900s and 20s came to the south and that, and they wanted the work. You know what I'm saying? So that's where a lot of fighting started because they wanted to work on the cotton fields as well. You know what I'm saying? But they were our plantations, and then they come with that sharecropping and all of that bullshit. You know what I'm
Like they
saying?
doing right now.
Tricking
Yeah,
some of our
it's the same
tricking
thing.
some of our people to sell the land.
It's the
Sorry, go
same
on.
thing happening right now. They don't want to work in them corporation, but we over here every day. I need a job. These immigrants coming over here
See,
and take our job. We need our job.
see, you asking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but what they'll say to the general public what they'll say is when they say like certain people don't want these jobs, they're meaning like the so-called black people, the American black people. You know what I'm saying? They don't want these jobs. How do you know? They're not being sourced out for these jobs in the first place. You know what I'm saying? These jobs seem to pop up when they know that they're gonna
They
get a bag of
wasn't talking
immigrants
to
who
the
can work
people
for
of
wait
the
for half
land.
the price.
They was talking to black people.
The evil ones.
Yeah, they weren't talking to you.
And let's pull up the definition, the Webster's definition of what black means. Let me pull it up real quick. Give me a second.
Hey, look at you, Mama Chula. She said a dictionary in your mouth. LOL. Look at you. Much love though.
That's why they can say that, Miss whatever Mama Who. That's why they can say it's a dictionary in their mouth. It's in your ear too. That's why you hear me talking. Or you think I'm stupid or fool. That's why you can see that stuff. Cause the dictionary in your ear. Get off of me, sister. Don't talk to me.
Blacks like white. It's not from the natural color spectrum. It's colorless. It has no color. White has no color. They are not natural spectrums of our eyes. What we see through that
White
prism.
is, white is all colors.
And you gotta think about it. Which definition are you looking at? Because it's all a spell. It's all a witchy shit, right? So which definition are you looking for, right? Depending on which school you went to, right? So they got people, trapped in definition,
See,
right?
atrociously wicked, horrible as a black deed or crime. See, You telling them people you evil.
No, but you know what that comes from? That comes from the narrative and the actual the
Everybody,
imitation of like someone lurking in the dark, all evil and ghoulish and
right? Everybody
creepy. And
read the
remember, words have to have the imagination behind it to take effect,
comment on the
especially the
screen.
ones that aren't real.
He said, "Salute True Zone Production. Can we use Webster's for legal terms?"
No, you wouldn't. I
Look,
couldn't take Webster's dictionary into a court of law. I'd
look
have
up
to
the
take
legal
It
the
it
Archibald. I'd have
Webster
to take an Archibald.
look up the legal
Webster
backing.
got you. Webster got you trapped in his own web, nigga. You gotta look at the look. You gotta look at the Black Law Dictionary, or not even Black Law. You just gotta look at in the Law Dictionary, right?
Yeah,
That's when you're gonna find the real definition, because Webster got you caught up in his web.
look it up.
But when the police are chasing like a so-called black man, they say a IC1 or a IC2. There, that's a black. That's a IC2 is a black man. IC1 is a white man. But they don't say that in court. They don't say that.
But let's look at the definition, because I could see number 4. It says that atrociously wicked, horrible as a black deed or crime.
And you getting treated like that's you. Like you
See,
asking the like
AI not
Right.
playing with you.
And when was truth? When was this? When was this? Like 1840, 18? Because you see,
Let me
let's
look
say
it up.
50, 60 years after, you've got
Yeah,
them
this is 1828 here.
right. So 100 years after that, or maybe 80 years after that, you've got them when the blackface, where it's, they've got the blackface white man running after the white girl and doing all of that type of narrative. You know what I'm saying? Being a rapist, or like
Yeah,
the King
right, bro.
Kong type of narrative, and it all fits a certain agenda for that description, for that terminology in that instance. But for corporate business, black means you're in the good. That's why on Black Friday they've got a lot of stock, meaning they're in the black and not the red. It's got nothing to do with selling slaves.
which is no
It's
Mm.
just
good.
it's just to do with having the amount of stock.
Mm.
You hear me? So like some in different aspects of situations in anything corporate or legal, they're gonna have different definitions for different purposes.
Yeah.
Don't mess do me stick.
Roy and Lloyd said, "What you all want to look up? I have a Black's Laws Dictionary."
Man, I'm telling you, man, it's a witchy, crafty shit, man. You know.
Yeah, that's all. We under a spell. Like I get what you talking about. We under a spell, even with like the verbiage, this diction we speak, even with like the language, cursive. Like they say, you cursive writing, putting a curse, like all this shit's cursed, man. So I'm saying, like,
He had sex
The,
with your mind with a dictionary in it. Like and you give birth to these thoughts you think you have.
the news that we listen to or watch, is a broadcast. You know what I'm saying?
You
right,
go and
Man.
right,
labor you go and
right, yeah,
labor love.
broadcast, broadly casting a spell, news,
Mm.
north, east, west, south, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and Medea, the goddess of illusions.
They telling you what they offering you, man. They a service.
That's what I'm saying. I get what Yahweh says sometimes when he say, hey, you can't complain about it if you ask for it. I say the same thing when people complain about the whole political system, all of these different political parties. Like, hey man, you consented to it, man. You signed that contract when you wouldn't line up to go vote. You signing that when you
When
uh
you got
put on a paper which particular party that you want, Democrat or Republican, you consenting to it. So they looking
and
at you like, hey, why the fuck? How you gonna complain about us? And you asked for this, you voted for you. This is
you're
what
a
you wanted.
service.
You say you wanted an authoritarianistic government. You want autocracy. You want democracy. You asked for. You vote. We taking a survey every 4 years asking y'all, hey, do you want an autocracy government? That means governmental influence to rule over another. So people are lying and they complain about it. Like you, nigga, you asked for this shit. You
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 wanted a
signed up. They gave
you
you a
want
survey. You went lined up and you voted for it. You casted a vote.
you wanted an
Talking about
evil
stuff.
president. You wanted a black president. Not saying you specifically, but and they gave it to you.
Because it's kind of like the boy that cried wolf. Be careful what you ask for.
Exactly. You're getting what you asked for. Your children getting recreation.
What's up, my nigga Greedy Vegan? You back in the building, my nigga. What's good with you? I had one truth up for a minute. I ain't see him in the back. I don't know what happened to him. Hopefully he come back up. That's my dog. That's my Mississippi cousin, man.
In the Bible, it say they sent their children into the fire, right? Kinder, kindle means fire. So they sent their children into the kindergarten, the fire garden.
Look at it real quick. Damn it. You say Kinder?
Kindle, like kindle fire. You kindle the fire.
Yeah, like when you've got the Kindle Amazon book to snuggle up to near the fire. Remember, these are Northern Europe people with folk tales that came
It
over.
says right here, it says Kinder means, let me pull this shit up.
Well, kin is
There's
is
different
is
meanings to it. Let me see.
is your family in it? Kin, skin, family.
It's a German word meaning children of young people. It's also the name of a German chocolate brand, Kinder. It's a noun for school, small. It's saying the same thing here.
Wait, hold on. Nah.
Let's look at the
That,
let's look at the etymological means for Kinder. Then look at this. Let's go into the etymology of this shit. Let me see
Just
something.
like next to kin. 'Cause remember, like I say,
kindle,
everything is Germanic or Anglo-ish. And when you look at them, like so you've got them eggs, yeah, Kinder eggs, right? Kinder surprise eggs, yeah, where you get like a little surprise in them. You know what I'm saying? Like so, like a little toy. But remember at Mardi Gras, where in them cakes they've got little babies, not human babies, but I mean like in the shape of a baby's face, what they eat. Mmm,
That's cool, Naga. That's cool, bro.
mad folklore.
excuse me.
So you get what you asked for. Yeah, man. They give you what you asked for. Motherfuckers be complain. How you gonna complain about a government that you asked for, motherfucker? They ain't shit. They ain't
Young children of the garden.
Okay, I just looked it up. Kinder is related to fire.
go back. Let me go back.
So they were throwing children on the fire, the sacrifices,
Yeah, I like Paul.
and made kinder
Yeah, you
egg
right. You right. You
surprises.
right. Yeah, you right. It says right. Kinder fires. Yep.
Malak Paul.
Yeah, Mardi
Yeah,
Gras, where them they got cake, they got them babies and them cakes. But the Mardi, what's that? What's that? Tuesday Greece or fat in Gras, fat in French. Yeah,
yeah. Which is devil worshiping.
right. Because remember,
Yeah,
Jesus for them is like Jesus is a new character. It's not that far away from Zeus, Neptune, Poseidon. You know, Jesus feeding 5,000 people with 2 fish. Neptune and Poseidon, or Poseidon, Pisces.
or the night sky
Zeus
and the
teaching
sky.
about Neptune and Poseidon.
No, to me he telling about the night sky and the day sky with the sun and the light. The sun and the moon is the eye of that fish. So you get 2 fish a day.
But the fish is pisc, because you're a pescatarian, not a
Pisces,
fishcatarian.
nighttime and daytime. The blue whale and the night whale.
What?
The daytime is a whale to me. And I'm in the whale like a well of water or a whale they call in the ocean. I'm in the well. So the eye of the well is the light, the, or that spout where the water come out. That's the light or the spout of the well.
I'm
See,
fully lost. I've gone back up the street where I don't know where you've just gone, but you've
okay,
lost me. I'm
I
just gonna
try to
go
go
back
to
home.
when Jesus speak. I try to go where I'm standing, bro, instead of going around the world, man. So every year is a loaf of bread.
I told you, man. This nigga Yahweh, man. He gonna, yeah, he'll lose you in the sauce, man.
Every day is a slice of bread.
Hey Yahweh, man, you gotta elaborate more on what you saying, man. That's what I'm saying. That's how you lose niggas, man. You start talking all this other
Okay,
shit.
every year you get 365. They say 365 days a year. So you get 365 pieces of bread a year. So every day is a slice of bread fed by the Father or God. So the two fishes to me is the night sky and the day sky.
No, but it's no. Look, I don't like you talking about the Bible because it's bullshit. Yeah,
No, I'm
but
talking. Listen,
what I'm saying is, yeah, because the Bible is two bulls. Yeah, two
yeah, which
paper
is the
bulls.
sun and the
Yeah, like
moon,
the Red Bull symbol. Yeah,
which is the sun
but
and the moon. The sun and the moon is the two bulls.
no, it's not. Called a
To me,
bull. Yeah, but
to
look,
me,
if you look at the Torah, Tor means power. Yeah, and you've got Taurus, which is a bull.
which is solar power, right? The sun is power.
Wait, look,
You want to
them
go where
two
you
fish,
stand?
right? Them two fish
You
are
ride, right?
mythological deities
Remember,
in a
remember,
mythological book
sun.
about
Ra is the sun.
Poseidon, Pisces, and Neptune, spoken
Remember,
by
Ra is the sun,
Zeus.
right?
That's
Ra
it.
to Ra is the sun.
Yeah, but that's
So
all. To me, look, I'm not gonna lie. It's bullshit to me. That's fiction.
I
I
get it
can't read
though, but see,
fiction.
I don't go around the world looking for stuff. I go right
I
here
don't
where
go
I'm
into
standing.
fiction.
I don't I don't travel the world that I never witnessed. I gotta go right here in the truth, man.
How you gonna find more truth standing where you are when you can go? Like
Because
I've
that's the
found
only
more truth
truth.
traveling different places.
No, what I'm saying is, man,
I'm
one
not
is the
gonna
only
watch.
one.
I'm not gonna watch.
One is the only one that can see all their life. And wherever you go, it's your eyesight. Like if you was to go from the UK to Florida, Florida is your eyesight. You call it Florida. Everything is your eyesight,
Yeah, I know because without light, the omnipresent, you won't be able to see nothing.
which is yours.
Your lenses wouldn't work.
So it's
So
right
you
there
can
to
only
prove
go
it.
as far as the eye can see. That's what that saying means. Meaning your eye can only see a certain amount for your mind to
So
recognize
you can never
what is
walk to
that.
the farthest. You can never walk to the farthest of your eye because it's always far as your eye can see.
Yeah, and that's projected outwards, not inwards. We project outwards.
Which is your eyesight. Like that's your eyesight. That's in you, or it is you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nothing to do with the sun.
Which is the truth of where you standing, no matter where you go.
Well,
You are the
depends.
truth. You you are the truth. The
What of
only truth you know.
existence?
You, you can call it that. The only
Hey,
truth you know is.
shout out to So Armor in the chat.
Peace, Sister Amma.
Yeah,
The only
anybody want
truth
to
you
come up? The links in the chat. Yeah, Blue man, this nigga Yahweh gonna take you down. He gonna take you
No,
through
I've
a
gone
filter,
home. I've gone home now.
I'm
huh?
talking about where I'm standing, brother. Your life is the only truth you know. When you go out in that world, in that place out there you ain't witness, man, you gonna get lost.
No, man. I don't. My life isn't the only truth I know
Man, you the
because
only one
I've
you
got
don't know
children.
your life.
I've got children that like their life is
Which is your
they.
life.
What does life mean? Life is really the word light.
Light. Yeah, yeah. Your light is the only truth you know.
No, it's not because I have children and I know their truth because I created them with somebody.
Which is your life.
My light.
Your light, your family life, your family light. You the only one know what your children. You the only one know what your children look like. Cause you're the only one ever seen your children. Socialism is evil, bro.
Nigga, what?
What the? What? How are you gonna just finish like that? Socialist.
Told you,
Yeah,
hey, this
bro.
nigga wild, man. Told
Wow.
you, somebody
You
dropped the
join
mic
that
on this
group.
nigga, man.
You join them groups and stuff, and you can't see you the only one joining the
Nah,
group.
you're good
Like
still, man. You're good, man.
you the only one ever seen people. I can't tell you what people look like. You the only one ever seen them.
That's why when you say it don't matter, it means if it hasn't been made by mother, it don't matter. Meaning either mother nature, because remember, mother is matter in German
Yeah,
again or Angloish. So if it don't matter, it means it don't exist because you haven't seen it yet. Therefore, someone has to tell you and put a picture or figment of their imagination into your mind. Hence,
you
the
making it
globe,
up.
dinosaurs, Big Bang, all that bullshit. The Bible,
But
all these
it don't matter,
fuckeries.
right? Like,
Exactly. The only thing what matters is is what I've produced.
where you stand.
Right, because my brain tells me that this wall's hard. Why? Because I've been prescribed to be told that. If I'd been told that it was soft, it would be soft, regardless
I,
of whether it makes that noise.
I think you told yourself that because you're the
No, I
only one.
didn't.
No one could teach you. You're the one thinking the whole time.
We haven't been. People think too much instead of using instincts and intuition.
All right, instincts, intuition, thinking. I don't
Yeah,
know, man. You know, just
yeah. Because when you think too much, I can see. I can see in your mannerisms, in your facial expressions, that you're trying to lie and you're thinking too much.
but
Because
only
that
you know.
initial reaction is the giveaway. Because
That's what I
that's your
mean by
first thought.
socialism, though. But only you can see that they think too much. Only you know this stuff.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, you the only truth you know.
Well, no, I teach my children this. I tell my children these things, and they're like 9, 10, and 11, and 19.
And they tell themselves what you saying.
Well, they get a bit bored after a bit, but you know.
They telling themselves what you saying. You're not English.
Oh,
You putting your children under English spelling. Like you,
no, I don't actually, because I teach them differently.
I get you, brother. I'm not trying to forgive me, man,
I
for
know, no, I know
crossing.
you're not. I know you're not. I think as men we should be able to have stern words with each other without people getting, you know, triggered thinking it's a disrespect or a slight. But I know you. You know what I'm saying on here. You know what I'm saying. So I know how you are. You know what I mean. So I don't take nothing for disrespect. But
Yeah, I'm the only one thinking all my life. Y'all can't
mm.
prove
but I
that.
think you may think a bit too much.
I'm the only one that think a bit. You think too much to even find it.
No, I think quite. I don't think.
No, I mean, if I talk too much, you the one that can hear me too much.
I just do because talking too much is just expelling too much breath that
You
I
the
just
only one
don't
know
have
that
time
stuff, bro.
for. So I'm
Therefore,
just a doer and I get it done.
therefore you hear too much.
No, I don't because what I hear what I want to hear.
Yeah, if you see somebody talking too much, you hear too much. That's why you can see it.
No, but I choose to hear what I want to hear. I can blank out people, you know. People can be chatting the most and I won't hear nothing.
But when they thinking too much, it's you that's thinking too much.
No, now you're gonna get yourself baffled.
No,
Because
it's just like
one thing you are no disrespect.
you are what you eat, right? So
You
when you
can't
go to
tackle me intellectually in any capacity. Any
man,
like psychological mind fuck. Oh
which
yeah.
is socialism, right? Which is
No, but I'm learned in the
only you,
bullshit
right? That's what
system
I'm
that
saying.
we're in. I know how it works and operates.
You the only one that know. You
No.
can try to explain it to me, right?
How? There's other people that know.
But see, it's you trying to explain it to me, but I still don't know what you're
When this
saying.
nigga Yahweh hit the panel, I already knew what time it was. Hey, Blue Man. He does look, man. This nigga Yahweh, this nigga, he'll talk in circles for 3 hours straight if you let this nigga, man.
Bro, I
That's why I
got
said,
videos on my channel where I'm talking for 4-5 hours, bro.
man,
Y'all know
you probably saying the same thing you saying right now. You probably say, I'm the only one thinking, I'm a lame. You probably regurgitate that all the whole
daily,
stream, my nigga.
daily, hoping y'all are clicking in that this nigga is
When
retarded.
not once,
Like, nigga,
you would never go into detail or elaborate on what the fuck you be talking about. That's where
I try to, I
that's
do
where you leave
elaborate.
people. Hold on. That's where you leave people confounded and confused. Like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? But all the other stuff you
I,
talk about, I get. I clearly get. But
I
then you
don't
just
know how
go,
to elaborate the way your mind telling you what's elaboration. I don't know how to do what your mind is telling you.
See, Yahweh, you know what the problem is? You come across as like you've got this intelligence, but it coming across as fake because you're jumping on
I'm gonna
something, a
say
word that he
English,
just said,
man.
elaborate, and trying to somehow make a conversation out of just a word randomly and
All I know is the truth
spring
of
off
what I'm
from that.
saying,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying? Like
All I know is the truth of my statement.
I've give description, like I've actually like give explanations, reasoning
You know how to do that. I
to
don't
what
know how to
to
be
what
like
I
you.
say. You know what I'm saying? You don't give no reasoning. You say you do keep repeating the same thing to where it's like, well,
Well, I
do
don't
you
want you
have you
sounds
actually
like
understanding
learned
me.
what
you
you're
see what I'm
saying
saying,
yourself?
Blue?
Have
The
you
shit
actually
sounds,
learned?
after a while, it sounds insane. It's pure insanity. Like, what the fuck is this
What,
nigga talking
well, let me
about?
tell you why, though. I don't want you to understand me because you'll be bowing to me.
Right then, so when you're in the general public, I know you don't talk like how you think you can
Yes,
talk.
I
You
do. I
talk
talk like
exactly
Ain't
like
no way
everybody
you
else, so you're not
ain't no
getting
way
I
you
nowhere
talk
with
just like
Yeah,
this, bro.
well,
I
ain't no
do.
way you
unfortunately.
going out in public
I
talking
do.
like this, nigga. You would be in a straight jacket somewhere and locked up, nigga.
No, bro.
Pronto.
Listen.
Padded
No,
room.
no. Hold up now. Hold up. When I talk to those straight jacket holders, right? I talk to them like this because in English, I'm
So
saying
you
it,
was
right?
going out, you was going into like a local restaurant or a local supermarket and say, hey man, you ain't the English language. You are not English. You ain't no way you going up to random
Yeah.
people talking
Yes,
like
I
this.
do. Yes, I do.
Man, nigga, you ain't locked up.
No, you taking me wrong.
Yeah,
Listen.
yo,
No, listen.
you need to
No,
stop
listen.
Yeah,
doing
When I
that
you
talk,
ain't
because
locked
when
you're
I
letting
talk
down
to
the
the,
team, man. You're letting down the team. We don't
no,
need
you
that.
ain't.
Like, no,
You
we
tripping
need
me. You
able
not even hearing
participants.
my plea, right? So when I talk to like like office workers or the straight jacket holders, right? When I talk to them in English, to me, and I think to them, I'm talking to them in English. It's not this slang that I think y'all hear.
Hey man,
Like when
somebody
I
else hit the link, man. You come up here and change the topic, man. Cause this nigga gonna talk about this shit. I ain't gonna be
you
live
can't
all
you,
day. Hey, this
for
nigga gonna talk
one,
about this shit all day, man. So I'm saying,
for one,
Yahweh, man. If you're gonna be
y'all
talking about this stuff, bro, you have to break it down fluently. You have to articulate yourself
see this
fluently, man.
true zone.
Intricately, man. You gotta
True zone.
elaborate,
Listen,
go
man,
into
please try
detail
to
so
hear
people
me
can
on
get a
this,
better
man.
grasp on what you're saying. You can't just come up on a
True,
panel and say, "Hey, you're not the English language," and then you regurgitating this shit on and on. Like nigga gonna look
true
at you like you
zone.
crazy. Like nigga, what the
True
fuck this
zone,
nigga
bro.
talking
Please
about?
try to. Please, you requesting things, but you won't let me answer your request. And I'm trying to tell you, I don't know how to think.
Look. Last time you came
See,
up
wait,
here when
see,
Woke was a new sleep and all them niggas was up here.
see.
I think Woke was up here, McCoy was up here. Nigga, I gave you the floor for 2 minutes, and you still
To,
couldn't go elaborate on
to
what you were
me,
saying.
I'm explaining myself, but you won't, you ain't feeling me, bro. Like what I'm saying is, bro, I don't know how to think like you, man. I am a retard.
Well, listen, you shouldn't be up here then
I
because you're draining. You're draining. If you haven't got nothing to say here as a big man,
don't want you to understand me.
listen, if you haven't got nothing to say as a big man, you're big pussy clout age,
But
yeah?
you the only one know that
Like
stuff, right?
yeah, you need to go and learn some social skills of some form
No,
of
I don't.
communication.
No, I don't.
Because
I don't want to be
unfortunately,
like you.
right,
I don't want to be
in
like
this
you,
system that
Blue.
we're
I
in,
don't want to
we
be
have to
like you.
communicate in this language that we don't like. Yeah? When we're with our people then we can speak a broken language in it, the original or whatever. Or a broken lingo. But I don't know. Like this isn't progression, big man. Every time I speak here has to be, or more time needs to be something of purpose. other than when I'm messing around. But if I am trying to do something, I need to summon up my breath to say something where my mind's gonna pick up on it as well to give me that push to do. Otherwise, what the fuck is man talking about all the time? And I hear that a lot online. People talking the same shit, getting nowhere fast, other than
Bro, you don't want
online,
to hear the same shit,
trying to get
bro. You don't.
views and shit like that. I don't even want people looking at me. Fucking watching me for.
Can I please try to explain, man? When I'm
No,
using the,
cause no, you've been given a chance by grown men. And as a
but I'm
grown man,
trying to tell
probably
you what I
older
think
than
is
us,
happening, bro. Like,
you're not schooling us. You're not even on a level of come on, man, bring
massage
something.
your brain. I don't want to
You know what I mean?
massage your brain.
Spark
I
our
don't want to
intention
soothe your
of
brain,
a
bro. I don't.
conversation.
I don't want to make love to your brain with the dictionary, man. I'm
See,
trying to tell
why
you.
do you have to go gay? Why do you have to
I
go?
don't, bro. I
Why do you
don't
have to
want
go
That's
to
to,
all,
bro.
them
man.
level? Why do
I
you have to
don't
get
want
to
to do,
them? Why is that in your fucking mind?
bro. I don't
No,
want to
real
talk to
talk.
you
No,
where you like
listen,
what
real
I
talk,
say,
right?
bro.
No,
I don't want
listen, real talk. Why is that shit in your mind?
to. That's why you asking me to take it out.
Listen, why explain that? Why is a lot of you man have to come with gay talk all the time? What the fuck is wrong with a
That's
lot of
why
you
you
man?
asking me to take it out because I ain't.
Hold on.
No,
He did this
it's
last
weird.
time. He did this last time. Woke
It's
McCoy.
fucking weird.
Everybody was up here, man, and he did the same shit last time. So I already know how he's coming, man. It's only a matter of time. Yeah, it got the real disastrous up here, right?
Dictionary quotes and phrases in your brain right. I don't want to do it to you. Stop begging me to massage your brain, man. There's something wrong.
Well, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do though. My next live stream, I want to do another one of those rap battles, man, where everybody bring their material, everybody brings their music, and we can critique and vote on the music, judge the music, man, and then I'll do another cash prize. I kind of want to do it later on again tonight. Put a one in the chat if everybody want to see that happen again.
Quit seeking to understand me.
All right, cool. Yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Blue. Thanks for coming up. Shout out to Naga. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Yeah, it went left, man. Definitely went left, man. It ain't really go left because I already know how Yahweh coming, man. I already knew that he was going to take us down a whole spell casting breakdown. He was going to regurgitate the same shit over and over. I already knew that was going to happen. I knew it was bound to happen. You know, I don't expect anything more or anything less from this nigga Yahweh. So the one, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'll probably do another one again tonight. It just depends on how I'm feeling. Yeah, feeling that. So let me see. I probably time is it? Let's see if Yahweh's still in the back rambling. Hold on.
I ramble to myself all the time, bro.
So you sit and argue with yourself like this all day, every day.
Bro, I sit here and talk with y'all and rehearse the stuff with y'all all day, every day,
I'm
bro.
talking about with yourself.
Yeah, I rehearse. That's what I said. I rehearse this stuff.
And you ain't locked up, nigga. I'm saying,
Bro,
look, do you go out in public talking like this, nigga? Like on a loud intercom, or do you like in general?
no, due to I can see what these people saying to me, I think I can, right? When I talk to them, they can relate to me. The ones with the straight jackets, they can relate to what I'm saying because I'm talking to them the way they talk. I'm not talking to y'all the way y'all talk. I'm talking to you in regular English. So,
Nigga, what the
so
hell does that? You say you talk? Okay, I get it. You talking to me in English?
remember I was
Okay.
telling you the story. Remember I was telling you a story about the judge, right? And I told the judge I don't understand him.
She probably thought this
You
nigga's retarded. So you
know, I
told the
was
judge.
telling,
Go ahead. You
I,
said
was
you told
telling,
the judge. What you tell the judge?
I told the judge I don't swear, right? You know they ask you to swear, and in that Bible he say don't swear. So so they say affirm or whatever, right? So she gave me a message to do something, and I told the judge, I hear you talking, ma'am. but I do not understand you. And she said, well, let me say it to you a little more clearer, easier where you understand. And she said it easier and clearer. And I told her the same thing. I say, ma'am, I can hear you talking, but I do not understand you. She said, have a seat out there. We'll get back with you. And they never got back with me because I don't bow to you. I don't understand you. I only stand under the
So
heavens.
you went into a courthouse, a courtroom, and you told the judge, I don't understand nothing you're saying. And they say, hey, sir, just go out there and sit for a minute. You
I
probably got
didn't
all type
say
of
nothing.
warrants. You probably got
I
10
said,
warrants, nigga.
I don't understand you. Like you stand under a shelter in the rain, right? You understand the shelter. I don't understand you. I hear you talking, but I don't understand you.
And y'all niggas you so deep with it. It's like it's comical because you said you went. So I'm saying you went into the courtroom. You told the judge, I don't understand you. So y'all pissed Blue off you. That nigga got up out of here. Shout out to Blue. Thanks for coming up, man. But yeah, tonight I'm gonna schedule it. I'm gonna schedule that. So yeah, man, anybody listening, man, bring your best music, bring your bars, bring whatever you got. I'm gonna schedule this shit for later on, man.
Understand is understand.
I'm about to shut this shit down, man. Y'all be easy, man. I'm gonna get you. Go ahead. Be easy, man. Anything you want to say before I shut this shit down, man?
I love y'all, man. Go to the truth of where you stand.
All right, cool. Hey, yeah, shout out to everybody. I'm about to shut this shit down. I'll probably be back later on tonight. If not, I'll probably do it tomorrow night. But most likely, I'm gonna schedule it right now on my StreamYard. You know, peace and salute to everybody. Shout out to the chat. Get the likes up. Hit the like button. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm out of here, man. I'm in the win. I'm out.